is row 1, seat 1.
Well, this is nice. When did we start doing this? Nobody told me about this. I thought everything sucked now. Do you have a card?
You get COVID? It's over. COVID said, oh, I see you having a good season. It'd be a shame if I knocked over the microphone for those listening and not watching the video.
Like, I think Sean could pull off the hair. I think he could definitely pull off the hair.
Not the color.
But not the color or the thickness. Maybe the thickness.
All of Cam's passes from this past game at Buffalo, nothing was further than 20 yards down the field. Everything was 19 yards and below. Why?
What? I've never shot heroin before, but I can probably figure it out. I've seen the people that do, and they're not that bright.
Bonk, bonk.
Oh, that is true. That is true. They are not that bright, ladies and gentlemen. They really aren't.
I like the bok. Where did the heroin line come from?
I really don't remember what that came from.
Jesus.
Who knows?
I mean, come on, man.
I've seen people shoot heroin. Doesn't look that difficult.
Does it not, though? Does it not look that difficult? I'm sorry. Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1. Thank you all for joining us tonight. 774-992-8702. We've got a wild, fun-packed packed show for you here tonight. We do. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about.
Say it, Sean. We got a what kind of show? Oh, what?
We've got
Wow.
deadly wild pitches. We'll get into a little bit of speaking of pitching, the pitching spectacular that was put on at Buttonwood Park on Sunday by one TPS.
That's a local pitching
little tease there for what might be coming up for you local folks. We'll get into the Aaron Rodgers rumors, the trade rumors, the package that Broncos have reportedly put together, which I don't think is true, but we'll dive into that a little bit. We'll get into the NFL schedule. We'll talk some NBA playoff games. Play-in games are going on right now. Celtics coming up in what?
Pacers whooping that butt right now. Let's just say it. They whooping that butt.
Which is a bad thing for the Celtics, I think, because I think the Pacers match up better, but doesn't really matter. But nonetheless, so we'll get into that. We'll get into the Lakers play-in game tomorrow night against none other than Steph Curry and the Warriors. And, of course, we'll take your phone calls. What?
Warriors could do it.
Doubtful. Very doubtful. I'm not saying Steph's not going to go off, but it's doubtful. We'll get into that. We'll get into baseball and some unwritten rules that were broken over the week. Got some good video for you. If you are listening right now on the audio-only stream, which is on Mixlr.com, www.mixlr.com/Joey-Fats. You won't be able to hear the audio, I don't believe, from the video. So that if it goes silent, the stream didn't cut out.
Yes.
You might hear our commentary on it, but you just know that we are still here. So don't bail. But if you do want the audio only stream, you don't want to watch on Facebook, you can go over to www.mixlr.com/Joey-Fats, and you can get the live audio stream as you're listening to it right now without the annoyance of tying up your phone or device through Facebook, which I know for me is a big deal. It pisses me off when folks don't have that live audio stream that you can get that's not just Facebook. I hate Facebook, but it is what it is.
I hate it.
So I will pin that right now. But gentlemen, let's kick it off with some basketball talk. Celtics get on tonight. Maybe because if we're in a good mood at the end, we'll touch on a little Canadian soccer for you Canadian soccer fans out there. Because
bullshit. We definitely going to talk there.
I know you guys are going to. All you hockey fans are going to say, "Why don't you guys talk about hockey on this show?" Listen, brother. I forgot my chainsaw, my hockey stick, and my maple syrup. Okay, I'm sorry. We just don't do hockey.
What's wrong with any of those things?
Nothing. They're just all Canadian.
Oi.
Since when is a chainsaw Canadian?
I don't know. It's what they don't. Doesn't Canada, like, when they go to war, isn't that their, like, primary weapon of choice?
That was an axe.
I thought that was their sidearm. I thought they came in with chainsaws and then axes.
What are they all? Ash from the Evil
hockey
Dead?
Sticks. No, they're not even that cool. Ash from the Evil Dead's way cooler than that.
Ooh.
What was it like?
Ooh.
Yeah, I love that movie. Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness. I watched it the other night.
Doldo, him day. Yeah, that about does it. He just opens the book.
It's thank you, Chris. We got a long way to go. A lot of things to be put up
but it's
here
coming along.
in terms of decoration and
It is coming along.
we got some new. We're gonna have some new equipment coming in, so we'll have some new shots. You won't just see. It won't just be this anymore. It'll be a little bit livened up here. So we're gonna get some
areolas.
yeah, we might get some nip action in there, little nippy titties.
Right as Sean was mid-sip, he's like,
And sit there, go, oh, what's that? You don't like our opinions on sports?
be like the dude from Little Nicky.
Let it slide down your throat hole. You know what's funny? Before we get into the sports
Popeye's
stuff,
chicken is
I
fucking delicious.
I took a poll at work the other night, and like out of the 4 of us that were working in my unit, 3 of us had not seen Grandma's Boy, let alone
Really?
never even heard of it.
What?
That's what I said. How is that a thing? How do you not know what
So
Grandma's
you've
Boy
seen
is?
it.
Obviously,
Joey's
I
not
was the
I know.
one of those
I was
people.
the I was the elite that has taste.
That's bad.
When he goes into the oven. Ah!
Oh, dude,
The
the
oven
mitts.
Fuck.
No, I think it's the best.
He
when-
had
when-
so
when
much food.
When he goes in, he's like, "Why are you naked?" Oh shit! I am naked.
Oh man, now a great movie, great fucking movie. The phone's dead, so I'm gonna have to figure this out real quick.
Oh my god! All right, so you could lead into the topic, right? Lead into the topic, and then you could put it on Sean and I, and you could dangle with the phone.
No, he's good. And it's on. Ish.
So much for taking a minute.
It's getting there. It'll get there eventually.
So Keith is my go-to screen person for technology because I refuse to bring my tablet because my tablet's just ghetto at this point.
Okay, yeah.
Hi.
Oh, we never shut the door. I see.
No, it's okay. Whatever.
Go on.
It's just my wife coming home with
So
the dog. It's
screen
fine.
person, yes. What would you like?
NBA talk.
Okay.
So we're gonna see
Yes.
standings. We're gonna see 1 through 7. I'm pretty sure if the Celtics win, they're 7. No.
If they win, they're 7.
Yes, whoever
If they
wins
win
the
their
7 and
seven.
8 game, there's the play-in game. The way the play-in game works is 7 plays 8. Whoever wins that is automatically the
seven.
7th seed.
And then the
The
8.
loser of that game then plays the winner of the 9 versus the loser of 9 versus 10 is eliminated.
Yes.
The winner then goes on to play the loser of the
loser of
7
7,
versus 8.
8. Yeah.
That winner then
So,
gets
right
the 8
now,
seed.
the
So
Pacers-
technically you could be a 10 seed, win 2 games and become the 8 seed.
So the
dog.
Pacers.
oh, hi Pooch.
Hello. So the Pacers are up 117 to 86 right now in the 4th. So the Pacers are now
Just
your 9th seed.
we're on the air. It's live.
Yes. Hi.
Careful.
Don't speak. We know just what you're saying. So please stop explaining.
Bye.
No, it's closed because I pooped.
And there you go then.
I thought I shut it off, but
It's,
I might not have.
it's growing.
Yeah.
Fumigating. Oh, Lana. You know what's funny? She didn't bark. She's like, oh, you're already up here?
She's totally
You're
confused. She's
nothing.
like, I
And she's
quit.
whacking the
She's
shit
like,
out of
"You're
the
up here."
camera.
Yeah, all right.
Bye,
So, like I said, so the Pacers are now your 9.
Yeah.
So now the Celtics, I mean, I'll let you go first on the Celtics. Because I'm just,
I told you I want them to lose out.
I mean, do you think they're going to win tonight?
Probably.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't see Russ.
Do you know why?
I see Russ popping off and Beal just going nuts.
Do you know why I feel like they're gonna win tonight? Because
Just
I have
to
no
fuck
faith
us?
in them.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
See, my thing is, so with this play-in game right now, so the Pacers are mopping the floor with who's who?
119-87.
Hornets.
The Hornets.
Which I don't think anybody really expected the Hornets.
Well, I mean,
pull
I
it off.
think,
'Cause
I feel
wait,
like
wait,
if
who's-
Gordon Hayward was healthy, like if he broke his foot again,
Who is hurt for the Pacers tonight? There was somebody that was out tonight for the Pacers. Like it's
Turner, I think's out.
Turner. So that was kind of a bad hit for the Pacers.
Yeah, but
Obviously,
not
it
really.
didn't really matter.
Yeah, not really. Sabonis is playing out of his mind.
But I think the big thing tonight with Washington and the Celtics, I think this is going to be a close game. But give me Washington. Give me Russ. In this one game, make it or break it, play in.
well, and that's
Kinda
kind of
game
like where I
because-
feel like think of Bradley Beal.
Okay.
Anytime Bradley Beal has been on a national televised game, my boy puts up 50 points. Like he's never not had a huge game.
But he has to know that
National.
ahead of time. Like if you tell him like 20 minutes before like it's a national game, he's like
Yeah, but it's a national game.
He knows now, so now he'll do great.
Yeah, but he knew that 2 days ago.
But a few days, like sometimes you know how they have those games where it's like it's national because they have to cut out from another game, and he doesn't. It's only when it's in advance.
Yeah,
He
this has
blows
been
up.
an event. They knew
Yes.
this game was going to happen in 4
So
days
he'll
ago.
kill it.
So I guarantee you, Beal comes out and like just shoots the doors off of it.
Probably.
And Russ is going to have 15 assists because he's just going to be feeding him the ball. And the Wizards are probably going to steamroll us.
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be a steamroll, but I think it's
so.
going to be a close
No, I think
game.
so.
But I can see Russ going off for like a 40-point triple-double.
So this is
tonight.
what's going to happen. I'm going to dictate the game to you right now. Remember I did this last year with the Bruins in
Yes,
the Stanley Cup? And I was
yes.
like, okay, relax. In the first 5 seconds, I'll tell you the game.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Puck drop, blah, blah, blah. I was like, they're going to fucking lose.
Yep.
And it was 6 seconds into the game. They lost. Tatum goes 0 for 2 to start the game. Immediately becomes sourpuss. Smoked. Period.
Okay. I mean, I hope they lose.
There's no because it's not like the other games where you have somebody else that they could be like, all right, come sit out and take a breather.
Yeah,
And somebody else carries the load. Kemba can't do it, and there's no JB. Evan Fournier is going to be your savior.
He's dog shit.
Marcus Smart popping threes from 40. I mean, like,
No
what,
chance.
like
So
I don't see it happening.
I really want the Celtics to lose out. I don't want them to make the playoffs. I'd rather just kind of like pack it in for the rest of the year. There's
they
no
should.
benefit. There's no
They
benefit
should.
to making the playoffs. There's no benefit for this team to make the playoffs. Like, what good comes of this team
Well,
making
because
the
I mean,
playoffs?
but
Absolutely
what's
nothing.
what's gonna stop that? What's really gonna benefit you if you don't make it? You're gonna get a slightly higher percentage chance of the lottery, which
Yes.
you're not
Yes.
gonna
Yes.
slightly higher.
Slightly higher.
Listen,
It. It's
no.
a
How about
chance.
just the chance at the lottery? Period. Making the playoffs guarantees
So is
you're in the
Lawrence and Dustin
bottom
you face-
8 of the fucking league, as far as draft pick goes.
Right, but what's
Not
Danny
making the
I mean,
playoffs,
but we all know
you got a
Danny-
chance to be the 4th pick.
We all know Danny Ainge is going to trade it away and
Whatever,
compile it and
let
be
him
like,
fucking
hey,
trade
you know
it
what? I'm going
away.
to trade this way because 4 years from now, this might be
No,
beneficial.
that's
No,
going to be our
he'll take
swing
it.
way that we get fucking De'Aaron Fox for goddamn Kemba Walker and another
okay,
one
phones
pick.
are up and running, by the way, if
Oh,
anybody
okay.
wants
I
to
thought
call.
someone was already calling.
I'm just saying, like that's we use if we can somehow manage to get into the top 5, which would be a miracle in
Yeah,
itself.
but it's like what? It's like 2 guys coming out this year that anybody cares about.
Maybe 3.
Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, but
So-
3 that like you're like, oh wow, they're going to cause damage.
So are the walls closing in finally now? If the Celtics do lose tonight, and they don't say they, because obviously they're going to have to lose 2 to be
Yes,
eliminated.
yes.
So even if they lose tonight, they're not done yet.
They probably won't.
But if they lose tonight and they find themselves in a win and you're in playoff game against
It'd be Indiana.
Whoever.
looking like it's going to be Indy.
Probably.
Oh no, it's Indy. They're up.
Yeah, right. It's
35.
going to be
Like,
Indy.
I mean,
How
40 pieces
how
these
close
dudes
are the
right now.
walls now closing in on Danny Ainge? Because this has got to be
all right. So
like
this
last
was, if
gasp
this was any
territory
other
here.
organization, yes, I'd agree with you. But Danny Ainge is a Celtic, and the people that own the Celtics
No.
are still in that thing.
You know
I
what?
guarantee you that.
I disagree
Listen,
with you this time.
right now, this year, if they don't make the playoffs, there is no whispers of Danny Ainge walking out the door unless it's under Danny Ainge's own power. That's my point.
Okay, but would he actually consider that, though?
No, Wick's not going to tell him to leave, and
Why?
he's not going to offer to leave.
Why? Why won't Wick tell him to leave? Why won't Wick get rid of him?
Everything that I just said.
Because he's Celtic.
They boys.
I don't care if they're boys.
Of course, dog.
But
it's
this is the
business. Like,
first time. This is the first time that there's been civil unrest in the Celtic community where they've said, "Listen, during this year we needed something," and like, "Yes, Evan Fournier." I'm like, "This we don't want a fucking French dude. Give us literally anybody else. We don't want this bastard. Like anybody else." And we could have had any other players. We could have had Drummond. We could have had so many guys.
I mean,
we talked
Drummond was
about.
the guy that I wanted.
We could have had several guys.
I did say Aldridge as well, and then a week later it was like,
good thing. I'm still counting my lucky stars that the Lakers got Drummond and not Aldridge.
yeah.
Yeah, didn't he like retire?
He
Like,
went to the Nets. He played 2 games, and he was like, "Oh, my
I have a
God."
heart condition. I have to leave.
Yeah.
Oh, he has a heart condition.
Oh
that we
yeah,
said?
no.
Oh yeah, he's done.
Like almost like Chris Bosh-ish.
Yeah, like he
kinda.
had like a serious medical
Like
issue that
he
forced him
played
into
with like
retirement.
an irregular heartbeat, and he played his second game with it, and then like the next morning he was like, "Dude, I'm tired."
Yeah.
And they checked him out, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, you got issues with your heart." He's like, "Oh, do I? I'm done." I mean, he's 37, so like
He's had his time.
he's like, "Dude, I'm done. I wanted to win one more ship, and I'm not. Well, I wanted to win a ship. Period."
So
should say.
I think there is a possibility where if Ainge doesn't go, I don't want Brad Stevens to go. I've been on the record saying that I'm a fan of Brad
Well,
Stevens.
Stevens still has what 2 years left?
I think he signed an extension because they
That's
offer.
what I'm saying. He has 2
Yeah,
years
no,
left.
I think they're going to sign him to a future extension too because he just got an 8-year, $100 million offer from Indiana, which he turned down.
Indiana, the college,
College,
Indiana
the college,
University,
yes, the
not-
Hoosiers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which was
Pacers.
one of his dream jobs.
Bob Knight.
He passed on one of his dream jobs to stay with the Celtics. So I do like Stevens. I never said he was a problem even before all those rumors. I think we need a big move. We discussed it last week. We need something. We need a big piece to fall. Move the Smarts. Move maybe a Tatum, which you don't want to actually move.
Oh, no.
Move
See
something.
ya.
You
Bye-bye.
need a big move if you're going to try to continue
All right,
on.
I'm going to give you 3 players, all right? You tell me which one you'd rather have on your team. Tatum, Dame,
What happened? You lose
Cat.
power to everything? No, I don't want Cat.
Okay.
I don't want Cat. Cat, you going backwards. We all know the answer is Dame. I like Dame. And I found out he was much older than I thought he was.
He's 30.
Much older than I thought he was.
Yeah, we discovered that live on the air last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, that asking price shouldn't be as high as we once thought it was. The asking price might be
Tatum for Dame.
manageable. Is it straight up, though?
Why not?
Probably a swapping of picks in there somewhere,
Okay,
too.
so what up? I mean, you're getting a younger guy that's
But
already
here's,
somewhat
but here's,
of a superstar for an older
here's
guy.
my thing, though, about this scenario, Keith. And
Just hypotheticals.
This is all, yeah, of
all
course. We're just
hypotheticals, of course. But
just shooting at the win,
but hypothetically speaking, though, those are all lateral moves. Getting rid of Tatum and getting Dame or Cat, like those.
No, I don't think that's a lateral move.
They
in my
don't
eyes.
put you over the top, though.
Nah.
They do not put us over the top. You're right, but I think it's a cultural
But yes,
moving.
But, like,
But what you need.
But you think
what
about
I-
this: you get Dame in the offseason. Now at the trade deadline, people are looking at it like, yo, I could go team up with Dame and Brown right now. These dudes are balling.
Listen, I
out.
think if you give up Tatum straight up for Dame and make maybe like a pick swap, I'm all right with that.
yeah.
But if you're trading away, if you're trading away like Tatum, and then somebody else, and then somebody else, and then you're
look,
giving
I
up
mean,
picks
the only
too.
way that it
If
makes
you're-
sense is
look-
Tatum and Kemba, just so you can get rid of that contract because
Right.
you got Kemba for another
well,
2
nobody's
years.
going to want Kemba.
Which was another tremendous
But-
mistake on
but
Danny Ainge's
you're-
part.
We needed it, though. At the time, Kemba we thought was a legitimate player.
But
And he
did
was
though?
for the first
Couple
5
years.
months.
First
Not
year
couple
was
years.
good.
5 months because he went into the playoffs banged up.
Yeah, but I didn't count that against them.
I don't count that against him either, but he went into the playoffs banged up, and he
You
hasn't been the
can't.
same
You don't
since.
necessarily count it against him, but you have to hold Danny Ainge
Think about
responsible
this.
at some
Why-
point
why did-
for picking up guys that
Look,
can't contribute.
But this is Joe. You got to look at the timeline. We got rid of a midget that balled out under Brad Stevens that can't ball out anywhere else, which has been proven. We got
Facts.
we
Yeah,
got rid
that's
of
true.
a hurt midget.
That's
for
true.
Kyrie Irving, thinking like, all right, if we could get this kid here, not knowing he was a psychopath at the time. Let's just remind everybody of that. At that point, we weren't thinking he was a psychopath yet.
He's major psychopath.
Right. So we moved a hurt midget for a superstar.
Yep.
And we were like, all right, we got a superstar that's 26. We got a young guy in Brown, young guy in Tatum. These guys are growing. They're going to be superstars. We can literally have a nucleus of these guys for 5 years and build off of that. You had average out. Like, you had a deal. Like, we seen the picture. There was a good roster there.
You know who would make a big difference on this team right now? Average Joe.
Yeah, no, I hated when we let him go. When he
I know you
chose
did.
to leave.
Well,
Yeah, I did.
But his
At
sister
the-
wasn't
listen.
his sister like pumping pumping the flames of like Boston's racist, fuck this town.
No.
Not
at all.
No.
Or is she the other way around?
no, she loves Boston.
Yeah,
no,
he
so-
did not want to leave.
It was
He
the
left.
other way around
He
then.
left because Philly was just like, we're gonna pay you more.
We're gonna give you the sun, moon, and the stars.
Right. and they
we're
did.
gonna give you a championship.
And
And he was
she
like,
did
fuck
not. And she did not want to go to Philly. She's
No.
like, I'd rather. She of course has
Yeah,
no
okay,
connection.
maybe I
besides
must have misremembered that then. Then
She-
I apologize.
it. All right,
Because
Roger
Huge-
Clemens.
Even
I misremembered.
Even
I
right
misremembered.
now, she reshares like and retweets like Celtic stuff, and she puts
Oh yeah,
like
like
a
when
broken heart.
OKC like sat him down, there was hope that Boston was like, hey,
Yeah.
we'll take him for nothing.
And she would put out like the eyes emojis, like
Yeah.
hope. Like she's all about it. She
Yeah.
loves this area.
So, like,
okay, I
but
couldn't
for
remember.
me-
I couldn't remember if she loved
Listen,
or hated it.
I'm
here.
gonna say this, and this is why I can't say anything to Danny Ainge. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, damn, it's already been that long.
Queef.
Queef, queef, queef.
Hayward, Irving, Tatum, and Brown. Going into that first game of the season, you and I were like dogs looking at a T-bone, just salivating at the gills, just like, oh my God. this
Beginning of a
team-
DMX record.
yeah, literally, we're just like, this
Sparkin'.
team is literally not going to leave any meat on the bone whatsoever. They're going to completely destroy teams, right? And we looked at them in the preseason. I was like, it's preseason, it sucks, but they were putting up like ridiculous points. 6 minutes in, down goes Hayward. And right then and there, you're like, oh no, Kyrie doesn't have his guy. Because nothing for nothing, when Hayward and Kyrie first started playing, he was like, oh, I can trust you? Oh, I don't have to worry about this? And Hayward's like, yeah, man, and I can trust you. This is great. I'm not playing with these guys in Utah. You're not playing with LeBron no more. Let's do it.
Well,
And 6 minutes into it, Hayward was lost.
yeah.
Right,
yeah.
but like.
So this is why I say I can't blame Ainge, because that team that he put together was the team to compete. And it really was the
Was
team.
it though?
Of course
So,
it was.
it
Was
was.
it though?
If you
It
can't
was,
say that
but
it
we
was,
don't know.
dude, you had Al Horford in the middle.
That team
you had
wasn't
Tatum,
getting through
Brown.
LeBron. Let's be honest.
Listen,
They weren't getting through LeBron.
what did they do the year before with a broken midget and a team of backups?
Oh, I know. They took him to 7.
Oh, no, they got swept, right? Yeah,
They got swept. It was
Yeah, they got swept in 7. So I truly believe, and anybody else that actually watches basketball and not through a fucking yellow jersey can truly say, going into that season.
I'm sorry. The Lakers were not in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Celtics that year.
Continue, please.
It was the Cleveland Cavaliers. So what my
Continue.
yellow
You
jersey
want
has
your
to do with it?
lollipop, and
I
would you
have-
like
I
your
have
flip
no
flops?
idea.
You want your lollipop and flip flops so you can go like this and say King James?
Listen, I got the flip-flops on.
Go get the fucking lollipop. I know you got one downstairs.
Listen, bro. I'm just telling you, they weren't getting through LeBron.
Listen,
It doesn't matter.
The midget, broken midget.
How
Almost
many,
beat
how many
LeBron.
straight finals has LeBron been to again?
Oh, just wait. Let him finish his point. Who cares
So
about
all I'm
LeBron?
saying is that team going into the season
like 10
was
out
the
of 11,
only
9 out of
team
10?
that you can look at and be like, wow, they might beat LeBron.
No, I really thought the same thing. I really did.
That's because you're a delusional Celtics
I will
fan.
stop talking. I will tell you straightforward. We are so far from that moment, though, that
It feels like a life. That's
it
why I was
feels
like, wow,
a
it's been
lifetime
5
ago.
years. Holy shit.
So yes, I don't hold.
I can't blame him on
I can't
that.
blame him for that
Because then he was
But
just trying to
he
rebuild that.
We talked about it last year. I'm sticking to my guns. I said if he doesn't do something this offseason, then offseason came and nothing happened, and he brought us nothing. And then during the deadline, we get the trade exception. We have all this stuff. Nothing happened again. I'm like, something's wrong. At what point do we look at Danny Ainge and we say Danny Ainge is snake bitten? No matter what he does, his moves seem to be poisoned. Whether it's signing players, bringing in guys, they always come in and then they have promise and they're hurt or they're damaged or something.
Well, I mean, he made the one move when he got KG and Ray Allen here, and that was it.
Oh, my
I
God.
mean, besides the fleecing of the Nets.
He finessed them.
Oh, he definitely
really did,
finessed
though.
them.
We really need to bring that back, by the way.
Bro, finesse was an
Y'all got
understatement.
finessed.
My boy was like
Uh,
finessing him with Salt Bay
Yeah, but
at the
no,
same
I'm so,
time.
but
bro.
I'm so tired of hearing about Danny Ainge's snake bit and Danny Ainge's poor Danny Ainge and Gordon Hayward's ankle and
who said that
Kemba
was
Walker hurt.
No, I'm saying snake bitten in a
That's-
bad way. Like that. Like
I
it's
under-
his fault. Like at what
Well,
point?
no,
like,
no. Snake bitten means like you do all the right things
And you just get bit in
and
the
you
ass
just
by
get
a snake.
Bad luck.
Yes, but I'm holding it against him though. Like if
But
he's snake bitten.
But he's
making the right move, so you
he-
can't. Like,
but is he though? I mean, he's making.
dude,
he's
Joey,
making
I'm
the
gonna say
moves-
it again. Coming into that, when he got Kyrie here and Hayward signed with
I
us,
know. We don't
dude,
need to. We don't need to
I'm not-
revisit it. It's
that,
3 years ago.
That whole but look,
But that was your best choice. But at the
Hayward
same
got
time,
hurt. Listen, Hayward got hurt. The next year, we're like, all right, when he comes back, we're gonna get this back together. Kyrie went fucking bajoinkers.
But you knew that about Kyrie. We had already known that about Kyrie.
I mean, we've seen little increments
He
here. and
was
there.
a flat earther, and he thought like man walked the earth with dinosaurs. This man was not meant to be stable. And if you were hitching your wagon to that guy and hinging your championship hopes on his being stable,
Didn't he?
sorry, again, that's poor evaluation of the talent.
Didn't he believe Game of Thrones is based on a true story?
I think he did, yeah, something like
Who
that.
freaking knows?
I mean, I think 90, like half the shit that he says, I think he's trolling, and the other
No.
times, I'm like,
I don't think there's any trolling
No.
involved in that.
nope. He's
'Cause he
just
comes
dumb.
out. He comes out with like an intellectual reason why he
Speaking-
thinks
and-
that, and you're like, what?
And on the same exact point, that article that I shared with you guys this week about Kyrie, about how he basically said, the playoffs are not even on my radar right now.
Oh yeah, no,
There's-
I read that.
There's bigger things at stake here than basketball.
Yep.
Bro, the playoffs are starting today. What do you mean there's no, like, if you're a Nets fan, you have to be beside yourself right now because A, you probably saw this coming, and B, you're going, are you fucking kidding me? I can't believe this. We're doing this again.
And Sean and I over here as Celtics fans be like,
Listen, I don't care how well Kyrie Irving has played for the Nets. I do not want that man ever back in a Celtics jersey in my life.
obviously.
If I feel the same about Durant, I think he's just a snake bastard. I'd still take Durant. I hate Harden with all my heart, and I would never want LeBron to join just because I love hating LeBron so much. Not because I don't think he's great. It's because I just love hating him on other teams.
Which is a great topic for discussion for later because there is just an unbridled amount of hatred for LeBron James that just seemingly emerged from nowhere.
No, it's not nowhere. It's just like
No,
people
it-
love
listen.
to hate greatness, and they
No.
they get like
It came from.
besmirched by
Listen,
it.
it came from the decision.
No, it's not.
Yep.
It started before the decision.
It was before the decision.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Once the decision happened and that whole fucking party in Miami, then people were like, you know what?
Hey, listen. Even I turned my back on LeBron that first year when he was when they lost to Dallas. I said no. I said, you know what? No, because fuck you. If they go and they do this the way that they did it, I said that's too easy. They've got to earn this shit. Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1.
What's going on, brother?
Durant.
What's going on, Durant?
Yo,
What's happening? Sounds like I'm getting a little
Feedback.
yeah, it's probably because
Yeah, I
the
think
phone's
it's-
on the charger.
I think it's because it's on the charger, my man. Take it off. Nope, maybe he got it. Nope, I take it back.
Perfect.
Good job.
Still slightly there, but go
What
ahead.
do you got, Durant?
Did we lose him? Did you disconnect it?
No.
Durant, you there?
Ah.
Oh, I hear something.
Nope, we lost him.
All right.
Well, he can call
call
back.
back.
Yeah, he can call back. We'll just take it off the charger.
It's probably just the charger being too close,
Yeah,
but
whatever.
whatever. Yeah, no, I mean, I get what you're saying when they lost to the Mavericks and all that. Like, I get it. But, is he calling?
Continue.
But him losing that made me fucking smile ear to ear because of all the bullshit with the decision and the fucking party.
Listen, bro, I was a Mavericks fan for one series of my life.
Absolutely.
Joey Fats Radio, row one, seat one.
What's going on, brother?
Sounds better
Yeah,
now.
it does sound better.
A little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to chime in on the basketball talk.
Yeah, get at it, brother. This is your shit right here.
Yeah, so I'll start with you, Joe. Who do you think? Who do you guys got as the? Well, I'll start with you. Who do you got as the favorite to win the finals? Because
I'm still rolling
think-
with the Lakers, dude. Until I see the Lakers are that battered and that beat and that injured. As long as AD and LeBron are playing and they're healthy, there's no reason for me to believe they don't win the West, and all of it for that matter.
yeah, because I believe Vegas odds has them fourth right now as the favorite. I'm not sure what other three teams were ahead of them. I would guess
I would
maybe
guess
the Nets,
Brooklyn
Clippers,
and probably I would say
Sixers?
the Jazz.
the
Sixers are
Jazz.
right,
Yeah,
right.
sounds about right. But
Sixers are the
yeah,
one.
I mean, I'm with you on that, Joe. I think as long as LeBron and AD are healthy, I think it's theirs to lose. To beat them in a 7-game series, it's going to be tough.
It's gonna be very tough, very very tough. I mean, that's the thing, and that's what people don't. That's what people often forget this. And how many times have we seen this, Durant and Keith and Sean? How many times have we seen a LeBron James led team kind of just play mediocre, down the stretch in April and May, and then all of a sudden they play like 500 basketball for about a month, and then all of a sudden, game one of the playoffs, it just switch gets flipped and they go on a tear.
But this is different.
Is it though?
This is different because this year, two guys were out for a long period of time.
And
It's
two guys.
one thing-
And
listen,
Anthony
it-
Davis
wait,
looks
wait.
fine. He's looked
Yeah,
great.
but Joey, it's one thing if you're just sitting there and you're lollygagging around towards the end of the season, saving up some energy, doing enough to not get rusty, play hard, but still kind of save yourself for the playoffs. It's another thing to be hurt and rehab and going into the playoffs. That's
I agree. It's different.
Two different things.
Being hurt and being injured. Well, being hurt and being injured are two different things. Being injured means you can still play. Being hurt means you're incapacitated.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. As long as you have, if you have LeBron and Anthony Davis on the same team, those
John,
boys have a chance to
LeBron
three-peat,
himself said he'll
for
never
being
be
honest.
100% again.
Right,
in
but
his
even
career.
even LeBron less than 100% is still better than 100% of the other
I'm
players.
not
in the
saying
NBA.
that, but again, you're taking two guys out of the rotation that now have to come back in, and these other guys have to remember what their roles were. It's
Yeah, but
completely
I think-
different than. I'm not saying it's going to hurt them, but I'm just saying it's different than like what you're saying.
But I think
before.
you're overstating it. If LeBron and AD are healthy, they are hands down the favorite to win it all.
But I think
And AD is one bad step away from turning into Kevin Durant a couple
So,
years ago.
there's 300 something players in the NBA that are one bad step away.
Another
from
thing
winning
too
that.
is Dennis Schroeder's a dog. I mean, I don't know how many Lakers games you guys all
Schroeder's been a
watch, but Dennis
Schroeder's been a
Schroeder's
dog for a
a
while.
Dog
dog.
in
I mean, he
Atlanta.
had Kyrie calling the race card last time they played the Nets.
Schroeder's
He really did.
So, and I mean, I heard you guys talking about, Kyrie saying, basketball's not the most important thing right now. And I don't know if you guys remember.
No.
but
Basketball is definitely one of the more important
couple
things
weeks
right now.
back, KD said something similar. He said, winning championships isn't his main priority. To me, the vibe I get from that is that's their excuses for when they lose.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like they're building in excuses right off the rip. Because the expectations for this team, Kyrie, KD, and Harden, this everyone has anointed this team like, okay, this is the rebels that are going to take on the Death Star in LA. Like
Does it kind of sound like the Clippers last year?
A
very
little
much-
bit.
a little bit, but not
Except
to the,
there's three, not two.
three, right? Except we knew Kawhi and Paul George was a known failure, but like Paul George, Harden, Kyrie, and KD also known failures. Don't give me that.
no.
KD's a fucking bum. Okay, and all he had to do was go join
No.
a 70
No, I'm
fucking
talking about-
3-win
I'm
team
talking
in order
about
to win
Kyrie.
a
I'm
championship.
talking about Kyrie. Kyrie played big games with LeBron.
Yeah,
in
when he was
Cleveland,
LeBron James, the fucking GOAT.
but he still played big minutes and he still hit big shots.
So what's going on with Harden? How come he hasn't won anything?
Because he's a
he
fat
shits his
bitch.
pants. He shits his pants every time he gets.
He
into
literally
the playoffs.
shits his pants and he's a fat bitch.
No, but to go back to what Durant was saying really quickly, I don't know. I feel like that's the truth of what these guys are saying. I really don't think Kyrie and KD care if they win anymore. Honestly, if they don't win another championship, I don't think either of them care at all.
Yeah, I agree. Based on their statements, that's what I take from that.
But it's
I agree.
not just their statements. It's the way they say it and their conviction. They're just like, you know what?
And it's crazy because those
doesn't
two
matter.
guys, I swear they're like meant for each other. They're like the same person.
Yeah, they're both
crazy.
snakes.
Yeah, they don't care about winning. They do this because it's a means to an end. I mean, listen, Kyrie coming out and saying what he said the other day and saying, like, you know, if you were going to say that back like a month and a half ago when like the George Floyd trial was taking place, or, you know, last summer when there was, you know, you're in the bubble and there was everywhere you looked was, you know, BLM and, you know, social justice and blah, 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 whatever, and all that bullshit. Okay, fine. Like, I could at least see you saying it then. But now, like, all of a sudden, right now, for you to come out and say, like, well, basketball is not the biggest, most important thing. There's bigger things going on in the world. All right, then why are you here? Like, go team up with Colin Kaepernick. Go make yourself a martyr. Go get a Nike ad and call it quits. Like, why are it, like, because at the end of the day, like, we still watch sports and we still watch basketball for the competitiveness, for the ability for somebody to actually get out there and win a championship and play their best and show themselves what they can do on the world's biggest stage, which is the NBA. If you're not willing to do that, dude, get the fuck off my TV.
See, but honestly, and
Yeah, I'm with you, Joe.
Durant, and I'm sure you're probably feeling this as well too. I feel like, honestly, with the exception of a few stars in the league, people don't care about winning anymore.
I'm kind of losing you a little, Keith.
Like people, besides a few superstars in the league, people don't care about winning anymore. They come here, they make their stats, they get their paycheck, they play basketball with their boys, and they go home. There's very few of them that are like, nah, we're gonna beat the shit out of these guys today.
They make pretty damn good money. That's
They make
for sure.
fucking damn fine money.
But that's what I'm saying. They go there.
Don't tell that
I mean,
to
even
them.
your average players are still making like 15 million a year.
I mean, half of them will still tell you they're oppressed, but okay.
So I don't know. I just feel like, you know, LeBron, Damian Lillard, even Russ.
Yeah, I
even though
can
Russ
kind
is
of
never
relate
one
to
of
what
the-
you're saying, though, Keith.
Like
I have a good friend who I have a good friend who only watches college basketball for the simple fact that he says NBA players are all overpaid babies.
Yeah, the kids in college are hungry, and the guys in the NBA aren't.
Because they haven't got to the league to get
With
paid yet.
yeah, but think about it, Joe. Even if you went back 8 years, I'm not saying go back a ton of years. Go back 8 years. The league still hated each other. Like, yo, you're not gonna beat me. I'm gonna beat you. You beat me last year. I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, we're gonna beat you. Like, think of like LeBron and Dallas, and,
Right.
and like San Antonio and all that shit. Like, those guys literally wanted to beat each other. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, hey, you beat me, man. Yeah, we'll go be in my yacht tomorrow. Nah, it was like, yo, you beat me. Fuck you. I'll see you next year. That don't happen no more.
No, really, it doesn't.
That's
feel
what
like
I'm
it does.
saying. It's
Everybody's
literally
too
like,
buddy.
It's
Everything's too
romances
chummy,
with
chummy.
everybody. Which, guess what, dude? I have no problem with, because you went to college with guys. You know how it goes, just like in the
Yeah.
NFL. How many times you seen an NFL football game, somebody smacks a dude up on the field, and they're after the game like, yo, man, how's your cousin? Like, you know, what's going on? How's mom been? Like, that, I'm fine with that.
That's a more violent sport, though.
Right, but I'm fine with that. But when
But
you're
I get
on
what
the-
he's saying, though.
But
It's
when
the
you
point.
when you're on the field, there should be none. Like, somebody will foul him, and you'll see the same dude from the team that just fouled him pick up the dude he fouled. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is that? If you did that 8, 10, 12, 20 years ago, your teammate would smack you.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck?
Yeah, agreed. Russell
There's-
Westbrook is one of those players. He's not about that.
No.
I guess
No,
he's
and that's
like,
why I
hey,
say
what's
there's
that?
fucking-
you don't help them
Dude,
up.
there's few
Westbrook's
of
a
them
dog,
between.
bro.
There's few of
They're
them
not
between.
your friends.
But, like, even LeBron would help people up, even though he's still a dog. He would still help them up. But, like, I feel like Dame Lillard, Russell Westbrook,
Yeah,
even
I think
Giannis
it
at this
depends on the
point,
play
Giannis
and
at
the
this point is kind of
circumstance.
turning into the asshole because he wants to win. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Is it, and let me ask the three of you this, and Durant, you're included in this, obviously, while I got you on the line. Is it a requirement in order to be a winner and to be a dominant winner and to be a champion? Do you have to be an asshole?
No.
Yes.
No.
No, I mean LeBron's proved that.
Nah, if you ask
No,
LeBron
I mean
about
on the
his-
court. On
Yeah,
the
yeah.
court.
Yeah,
I'm saying on the
absolutely.
court, not off the court.
No, we're saying basketball asshole.
Yeah, like on the court.
Like the
you're gonna
dude
be,
that's going to be in the bench looking at your team and be like, yo, you fucked up. You fucked up. And yelling at the dude and behind the closed doors yelling at the dude getting in his ear. Like, being the guy that's
No.
going to make everybody else accountable.
Just because you're an asshole doesn't actually translate you to be like a better player or like a superstar.
No,
like
I didn't
that.
say. I didn't ask if it made you a
have
better
to
player.
be. I'm saying
But
you
in
have
order
to
to be a dedicated, in
No,
order
in order
to be a champion,
the dog.
do you have to be that guy?
No,
I think so.
Tim Duncan.
I think it helps.
Tim Duncan was different.
Tim
I think-
Duncan was like a mute.
No, but I'm going to say this is the reason why Tim Duncan was different. Tim Duncan already went to a place where there was establishment there, and it wasn't the team. It wasn't
Right.
the
It was
player.
David Robinson's
Wait,
team.
it
Before
It wasn't the
when he
player.
got there.
It was the culture.
It became
Like,
his.
it became his. Yeah, of course it became his. He was the top guy there,
He didn't,
but
he didn't do that.
he didn't change anything. He just fucking stayed. All right,
that was
point
it.
it north. Okay.
The man wore like Levi's jeans he bought at Macy's for $40 after the games. Like he didn't give a shit.
Right,
Like
but
he was
that's
just like,
off the court. I'm not
That-
saying
I'm-
off
no,
the
we're
court.
saying
I'm saying
on-
on
yeah,
the
No,
but
I'm
court.
guess
saying
what?
he was the same person off and on the court.
Oh,
He
really?
was just like,
No. But if you look at Tim Duncan on the court, and this is where you're wrong. If you look at Tim Duncan on the court, if shit went fucked up for a sequence of time, you've seen him on the bench on the side of Pop drawing up plays and just not saying nothing, but just grilling people, just staring them down like, yeah, you fucked up. I ain't
yeah,
gonna
but
say
he
it.
didn't. He wasn't that person to say it though. He just stared
I
at people.
just
but
said-
I'm not saying you don't have to. It doesn't have to. It doesn't
But he
necessarily
was-
mean vocalizing it. It just means it's by your actions.
He
and your,
was the dog. People did stuff, so they like even towards the end they're like, we're doing it for Timmy.
But I'm saying he
Like,
wasn't an asshole about it. That's my point. He wasn't an asshole.
But was
about it.
Tim Duncan is probably the greatest power forward to ever play the game. Yes,
him and
Arguably.
Kevin McHale. Yes.
5-tool
1-1A.
player, fucking however you want to call it.
Okay,
like,
arguably, yeah.
Mr. Fundamentals,
Sure.
right?
Absolutely.
Okay. The thing with Tim Duncan that's different than all those other guys is he wasn't the main dude. Yes, he was the main dude on the team, but Manu Ginobili was the one that put up big shots and broke down your defense.
Sure.
Tony Parker would set up plays. Tim Duncan would get to his spot. If he was open, he would take it. If he wouldn't, he'd move the ball.
And they were also the key floppers on the team.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the nature of playing the four.
But
Right,
yeah.
but I'm
I
just
see
saying.
what
But
you're
I'm
saying.
just saying.
But the
look,
guys that we're talking about that Joey's mentioning are the Kobes, the Jordans, the Birds, the Magics, the Westbrooks, the Dames, like
The Isaiah
guys,
Thomases.
the guys that literally Patrick Ewing, like the list can go. Alonzo Mourning, like Shaq, like I mean,
But some
Yeah.
of those guys weren't winners. Like Patrick Ewing wasn't a winner. Isaiah
I mean,
Thomas wasn't a winner.
He wasn't a champion,
Isaiah
but he was
Thomas
a winner.
wasn't a winner.
Isaiah Thomas was
He
absolutely.
won
a winner.
back to back.
I fucked up.
I think
We're talking ankle, not hip.
Yeah.
different era. No, I mean,
Whoops.
like, but Patrick Ewing, for example, Patrick Ewing was a winner. He just wasn't a champion.
Yeah, he just always ran into Michael Jordan
well,
in the Bulls.
I took
Okay, like
winner
Dan
as
Marino.
champion.
Dan Marino was a winner.
He just wasn't a champion.
Wasn't a champion.
See, very good. Wasn't a champion though. So it's
Right.
But
there's-
was
I
Dan
get
Marino
what your
was Dan
point-
Marino not that dog? Was Patrick Ewing not that dog?
Wait,
when you
said
played
only
against the
ba-
Knicks,
you
you're like,
said
oh
only
fuck, we gotta
basketball.
go up against
You said
Patrick
only
Ewing.
basketball. Because if you
But-
were in football, we can start bringing other players.
No,
like
I'm talking only
but to-
basketball.
to-
Patrick Ewing was
back-
a dude that commanded that
But
respect.
back
and was
to the
that
original
dog.
point, and Durant, I want to get your thoughts on this. When you look at, say, like a Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, LeBron James, those guys have what we would consider a killer instinct. Okay, and sometimes that killer instinct comes out in the way of
Barkley, good one.
in the way of being.
Beat you to it.
You have to kind of be an asshole. You have to kind of step on somebody when they're down in order to lift yourself up. Is
Yeah, I
that
agree.
that's a necessary quality, I believe, in order to be in that upper echelon of the all-time greats. Okay, in order to
The
be
dog.
mentioned with Jordan and Bird and Kobe and Magic, you've got to kind of have a little bit of a dickhead streak in you when you're playing. Not off the court. I'm not saying on the
And how about this?
off the
How about
court
if we
is
don't say
totally
asshole?
different.
How about arrogance? Is that a better way to use it?
I wouldn't even say arrogance because I think these guys are every bit as good as they think they
Oh,
are.
no,
I think
but,
cocky
but
is the
on
better way to
but
put it.
on the court, they walk around with the arrogance like, I know I'm better than you, and you're gonna try to beat me, but you're not. That's what I mean by
Sure.
arrogance. Like not walking around like ha ha ha. No, like literally like they're on the court like a snob, like you're beneath me. Good luck. I'm gonna shatter your dreams today, kid. Like that's what I mean by arrogance. Like they're walking around like gold dust, bro. They're just I am full of myself, and I'm gonna show you why.
I don't disagree.
Goldface, mate.
But Durant, who do you got tonight in the Celtics Washington game?
Celtics ain't been playing good. I think I got to take Washington just because they ain't been playing well.
That's where I went. Bradley
Yeah.
Beal, Russell Westbrook.
I'm
prime
just
time.
rolling with the hot hand. I think it's a coin toss game. I'm going with the hot hand.
Bradley Beal. That's my X factor tonight. Bradley Beal.
It's okay. I fully expect. I want the Celtics to lose, so they'll win. That's been my luck.
It's a very weird thing. All right, Durant hung up. So anyway, Durant, thanks for the call, brother. We
Appreciate it,
appreciate you.
No, I think he lost connection. I heard a.
It sounded like it was about to break up, but anyway, it was a good spot to end it there. 774-992-8702. If you want to give us a
Anthony,
call
in, bro.
get in on some of this NBA talk. We're talking play-in games, NBA playoffs.
So it's official. Indiana just whooped the butt of.
It was like by
of Charlotte.
35.
It was 144 to 117. Ouch.
Oof.
Yeah.
144. When the Pacers put up a $144.
I mean, look,
know
Charlotte
it's
doesn't
Charlotte,
play defense, but you'd think it would be a little bit more competitive than that.
Come on.
Just
Our
come
boys,
on,
our
come
boys
on,
on that
son.
team.
All right, so next game tonight would be Boston. So you got Boston.
I got Boston.
I'm going Washington. You're going Washington.
I'm going Washington by a hair. I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way. Again, I think this is a flip-flop game. It's just I'm going with the hot hand.
I'm gonna say
Everything we just talked about, Westbrook's that dog. He's that dude, and I don't know if the Celtics have anybody on their team that can match that.
I'm gonna say that the Washington they start out strong. We go into halftime losing, and then the Celtics do a come from behind win in the third and fourth, second half.
I don't think they have enough left anymore.
That's
They're
why
depleted.
That's
I mean,
what I'm banking on. I'm
I'm
just being
not going to be
I
surprised.
wouldn't doubt it, but
It's the NBA playoffs. Nothing surprises me anymore, but
all right.
Yeah.
So let's move on. So tomorrow you got San Antonio, as we were talking about Tim Duncan,
Yep, against Memphis,
against
right?
Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay.
I'm taking Ja. San Antonio, they play good ball. They lost their leading ball handler 2 weeks ago. Blew out his ankle. He's done. Walker's been playing good for them, but I think Ja and Jackson being healthy now are just gonna roll all over them with athleticism and speed.
I'll agree with you on Memphis for tomorrow night, for sure. All the reasons you just gave were great reasons. I mean, I can't even name you like many of the players for San Antonio right now.
Honestly, DeMar DeRozan's still there. And
Continue.
You ready? Rudy Gay is still there. Rudy Gay's been there for a long time.
Dude, Rudy Gay is how old?
He's got to be pushing like 40.
I was going to say, what is Rudy Gay, like 37, 38?
He's got to be pushing 40
I
by
feel like
now.
Rudy
He's
Gay's
been there
been-
forever.
Rudy Gay. I remember Rudy Gay getting rumored to be traded to the Lakers like 11 years ago.
Well, when he was a Grizzly. Do you
Yeah.
remember?
Like
I think I was still in,
2009,
I think I was still in high
2010.
school when Rudy Gay got drafted. No bullshit.
Toronto, wasn't it Toronto?
I can't remember.
I think
No, was it Memphis?
It was either Toronto. No, it was either Toronto or Vancouver at that time.
No, it was UConn, wasn't he? Wasn't he from? Oh, he played at UConn.
He played at UConn.
Played at UConn, but no,
wasn't
he
it
got drafted
Toronto?
to.
I thought Toronto drafted him.
I want to say Rudy Gay went to Memphis. I don't
Maybe
know
it
why.
was Memphis. It was either one. I mean, I always put them two together.
Let's see. He was 06.
Who? By? Who drafted him?
He's looking. He's looking.
Yeah, can I look?
Who? Tell me,
Come
Joe.
on, God damn it!
Come on, you.
Use technology. Press buttons.
Yeah, Memphis.
Yeah.
He had that one stint in Toronto for like a year.
See, I knew he was with Toronto at some
Yeah,
point.
Memphis, Toronto, Sacramento, San
Man,
Antonio.
talk about your different points. In
You know
life.
why?
Memphis,
what's,
Toronto.
you know what's funny? I know. The only reason I remember he
Yeah,
went
but
to
I always
UConn,
put them two together because Vancouver, Toronto just broke
was because
in, you know what I
one of
mean?
my buddies that I worked with went to UConn, and Rudy Gay banged his girlfriend.
Oh, sucks.
It's like a Ludacris CD. Oh, ain't that some shit? Ludacris. Fucking my girl.
Wait, isn't Rudy Gay the one that started coronavirus?
No, that's Rudy Gobert.
Go,
That's Utah.
right first name.
Utah.
Put
He
on
was
the
like,
mic.
oh, yeah, this is sick.
The next day, the whole thing ended.
And his teammates were like,
We
bruh.
were live on air when he did that,
We were.
and he was like, "Ha ha, COVID."
Legit.
Next day, the whole NBA
And then
shut
if we
down.
only knew what a joke it wasn't going to be. I mean, granted, looking back now,
It's a joke,
It's a
but-
total fucking joke. I mean, even
it's a joke, but it's
even
not a
Dr.
joke, it's a
Fauci's just
joke.
like coming out and being like, yeah, we kind of fudged some things.
I'm interested to get to this one. The other game tomorrow night would be, Joey's lollipop flip-flops guy. And Golden State
Defending champion Los Angeles Lakers.
up against
Put some
the
respect on it.
former dynasty champions of the Golden State Warriors. I think this one's actually a lot harder to call than he's going to say it is. But
It's not harder to call. It's the fashion in which the Lakers are going to win. Is Steph going to go off for 50?
I think he could.
And it be? I mean, I think he could too.
I think he
He's
could. I mean, he
Steph.
can.
He's-
Yeah, he
He's
can.
literally at the top of his game right now. Everybody basically gave up Golden State for dead. And they said Steph was going to get exposed and all this other shit. And he's just gone out and put on an MVP caliber performance this entire season. That being said, we have LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
I'm going to say this to you right now.
I'm just going to side with the two of the top 5 guys in the league that
You
are
know
playing
who
on the
else
same
is?
team.
You know who else is playing unbelievable basketball right now?
Kyle Kuzma.
Draymond Green. Dude, Draymond Green has been an assist, rebound. He doesn't score anymore.
TRT.
He doesn't score like he used to. Like, if he gets 10 points, he gets 10
Oh,
points.
you hear
but-
those footsteps? That's the sound of a beverage.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, well,
Just,
too late.
just drop it
Oh,
over here.
actually, you can give it to me, like, right here.
Just scoot this side. Thanks, baby. You are the best wife in the entire world.
Make sure you don't speak. Gwen Stefani. No doubt. Can't speak. So like I was saying, the biggest thing for me is Draymond's back to playing good basketball. He's defending, he's rebounding, he's getting assists. If you look at his last
I had the
10
best fucking wife.
Good.
No offense to your wives that might be listening.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just both nod and move on.
Just love her. Love her so much.
She was like, I love my wife. I'm like, okay.
I've known your wife pretty much my whole life, so
Yeah.
good people.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Hey,
been
my
a
Asian
while.
culture.
I've known Sean's wife longer than he has.
I've known
Yeah.
your wife longer than you have.
This is true.
So what?
Oh, it's like a fucking conundrum.
What a tangled web we weave.
What a little circle this is.
Anyway.
Jenna and Keith's like, and who knows Jenna? And everyone's like, maybe my
I've
wife.
known Jenna
Cushion
since Keith did. yeah.
Actually,
You didn't know her first.
my wife, cushion it.
Oh yeah, because you punched in 4 hours earlier than
Yeah,
me,
pretty
so
much.
you met her first.
Your wife actually knew her before me.
Yeah, when they were like kids, because Jenna's like a year behind. They took the
So
same bus.
Lauren and them knew
Played through
Jenna
field
before
hockey.
us, so whatever. It's a
Lauren played field hockey with Jenna.
Yes, right, correct.
I think my wife was expelled.
Draymond fucking Green.
So we all know each other's. We all know each other's spouses through various different levels of. This is like 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon or whatever it was.
It was like 2.
the Invisible Man.
Perhaps.
He's
I remember.
He was
honestly,
a rapist. I finally
Kevin-
saw that again recently.
Can we just talk about how the best Kevin Bacon movie ever was Tremors?
Yes, it was. I was gonna say it's
I'll,
Tremors.
I'll give you that.
Hands
I'll give you
down.
that.
For
Yeah,
sure.
Absolutely.
That and Footloose.
Give me Tremors. There were no residual boulders in Footloose, you fucker.
No, but in Tremors, he starts doing the Footloose dance.
Graboids.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So Draymond Green, you were making a great point about how
Best
great
defense. He's
Draymond
playing
Green's
great
played.
defense right now.
playing his
that's
best
That's his
defense.
best thing.
And he's running. He's playing more point than Steph now at some points, and he's letting Steph run around and just giving him the ball, and Steph's hitting it from wherever. So I can't believe I'm going to say this right now. Andrew Wiggins is actually playing the best basketball I've ever seen
Who cares?
out
Again,
of fucking nowhere.
It'll probably be irrelevant, but
Probably
again,
irrelevant, but
your
for
point-
me, my whole point in this is I don't think it's just a clear-cut runaway for the Lakers in this game.
I do.
I think this is honestly going to come down to the fucking wire. I really think it is.
If it does come down to the wire,
Golden
it's
State
because
has a legit
Steph is
chance
going
to win
off.
it. And if it comes down to the wire, Golden State has a legit chance to win.
If Steph doesn't go off, this is a wrap
Well,
before the fourth.
Yeah, duh.
Before the fourth quarter.
So
But that's what I'm saying.
let me go back to
The-
standings
the,
here.
the
So
difference is that Steph has to go off in order for this game to be close in the fourth
the
quarter.
good news is even if the Lakers lose, they still get to play Memphis.
They would still play Memphis, and they would still get the 8 seed, and then they would have to play
Utah.
which would be funny. Like the Lakers and AD and LeBron would play from an 8 to a 1. We might see the second. This will only be the second time an 8's upset
An
a
eight
1,
instead
right?
of one, yeah.
Last time was Golden State versus Dallas, 2007, right?
B Dizzle.
Yeah, B Diddy, baby.
B Dizzle.
Man, Baron Davis is the man.
Joey Fats Radio, row 1T1.
What's going on, brother?
Oh, it's you
Oh,
again.
it's you again. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
what the
my
hell just
phone
happened?
died.
Oh, I thought
My
I told you.
phone died
Ah,
during
okay.
that.
So yeah, Sean called it. He was like, nah, something happened. I heard like a weird
Yeah,
click.
it was like a click. I was like, he didn't just hang up.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make this call quick, but yeah, where we left off, I have Washington winning tonight. I think Boston hasn't been playing good basketball. I mean, you would think Boston's gonna win. They got the better team, better,
No,
you
they
know, a
do
little more
not.
depth and stuff.
they
but
They
do
got the
not.
better roster on paper, but
Not
Not
anymore.
Russell
call.
Westbrook, like we talked about, he's that dude. He's one of those dudes that just gets after it, and I think he's going to be the difference in this game tonight.
So John, before we leave, Lakers, Golden State. What do you got?
I gotta go with the Lakers. LeBron and AD on the
LeBron
floor.
fan.
I gotta go with Lakers.
I agree.
But now, John, I don't know if you were just listening. This is my scenario that I just said to Joey, and he had a hard time shying away from it. If it's a close game, because I really feel like this game could very well go down to the wire. If it's
Yeah.
a close game,
What, the Celtics, Washington tonight?
no, I'm talking fucking L.A. Golden State.
LA Golden State.
I think Washington's going to steamroll us tonight. So don't whatever. But Washington, fucking L.A. Golden State. I truly think if it's a close game, which I think it's going to be a close game, the percentage increases towards Golden State more than it does towards LA.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fair assessment. I mean, if we're talking dollars at the end of the day, I'm picking the Lakers tonight.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's a fair assessment. Just based on, having Steph Curry, the
I was
best
just going to
shooter
say the
ever.
greatest shooter to fucking walk on the court. Yeah,
Didn't he win the scoring title?
he
Yeah.
did.
So.
Yeah. How
But
far
yeah,
ahead
I
was he?
mean, I think LeBron
You got
and
it by
AD
the second
healthy.
quarter.
I think it's theirs to lose, man. Before I head out, I would ask you, Keith, because you're the hometown fan. What do you think? Well, for basketball at least, but what do you think is in store for the Celtics? What do you think's their next move? What do you think they should do for their next move?
I said it earlier. I don't know if you heard it, but Tatum for Dame.
Tatum for Dame.
Yep, and then you move Kemba Walker and like a piece and get a somewhat of a big man.
I like that, but for me, I'm not a Jaylen Brown guy. I think he's got to go. I think you got to package him with a Kemba, maybe a Smart, and you got to get a big fish. That's how you're gonna win. I've said this on the show before. The Celtics are, have multiple B caliber players.
I'm gonna say this.
That'll get you to the playoffs every year. That's all good, but it's been the same story for a while now. It's kind of been the same. How long has this team been together now?
Well, Tatum.
At
Brown's
least
only
3
been
years.
Brown's been on this team for 4. Tatum's been here for 3.
I mean,
So,
it's been a few years,
but you're also talking about guys that came in real young. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, my thing is this, and I'll say this, and people can disagree or not, but the Celtics are higher up on Brown than they are Tatum right now.
Just because of the way he's competitive.
That's what you want.
I know. If Jason Tatum idolized Kevin Garnett instead of Kobe Bryant, maybe we're in a different situation right now. You know what I mean? Because he thinks he's Kobe Bryant,
Yeah, but
he's
Kobe
not.
Bryant was a dog, so you can't even say that because Kobe Bryant played like that, but he was fucking Kobe Bryant.
I know, but
Can we-
he
can we-
thinks
can we-
he's
can we-
Kobe, but
can
he's
we
not.
stop?
He thinks he is.
Yeah, we got to stop with the Tatum Kobe comparison.
No. I'm not. We're not
No,
comparing them.
it's him.
We're saying his mindset.
Yes.
His mindset is I'm Kobe.
Yes.
Right, which needs
Is
to stop.
awful. That's what Sean's saying.
Yeah.
I mean, he's more of Kobe than Jaylen Brown. That's
But
for sure.
Jaylen Brown doesn't look at himself in the mirror and be like, I'm Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, no, Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen
exactly.
Brown looks at himself in the mirror and he's like, I'm gonna fuck you up today.
And if he loses, he's pissed.
Yeah.
Like I like that mentality better. Where it's just like, you know what, like we lost. I'm pissed off. I like that's what we were talking about earlier too. We were talking about everyone's too buddy. Everyone doesn't have like that mean streak in them. I like that about Jaylen Brown. I gave Keith credit like a couple weeks ago when he first said it, and I said, you know what, Keith, I was a big Tatum guy, and I said it's Tatum.
Jaylen almost has like no reaction to me. That's what I get from him.
He does.
It's like
no,
no
he's a
reaction
complainer.
with
If
him,
you look at
ever.
everything that he does now, he complains. He doesn't get a call. He slaps his hands. He gives up on the play. He's turned into that. The reason why Kobe can get away with doing that shit because the very next play, Kobe's going to shove it down your throat.
But
Whether it's
Kobe
on
was-
defense, whether it's on offense,
Kobe
whatever.
came in the league and within his first 5 years at 3 championships.
So you're saying he's spoiled?
Now, what do you
No.
think the Celtics should
No,
do,
he was-
Joe? Should they move on from Tatum or from Brown? Or just what do you think in general? they should
Honestly,
do?
I think Tatum's the piece that's got to get moved. But
Really?
I just because I think he's got the most value out like in the market. But again,
Okay.
if Danny Ainge can't sell free agents to come to Boston, it's a moot point because it
Well, but
doesn't
that's
really
why
matter.
I say
because
if you trade him
can't-
for
you-
a Dame or
you
somebody like that
cannot
makes us more
build-
attractive.
Yeah.
you can no longer build an a championship NBA roster through the draft. You have to utilize free agency almost as much, if not more, than you utilize the draft. And if Danny Ainge can't sell guys to come to Boston, I don't give a shit how many lottery picks he gets. They're not winning a championship because those guys will take too long to come up to get good, to get good enough. And then a lot of times, how many times we see it? Guys they come up in the league with one team, and then they got to go somewhere else, and then they learn how to win.
Well, I will say this.
That's where Boston's at right
When
now. to
Brown
me.
came into the league, everybody looked at Danny and said, damn, why the hell did you draft this guy so early? You probably could have gone with your later pick. When they dropped back and they got Tatum, everybody was kind of like, oh, all right, this kid looked decent for a year. Like, maybe he'll turn into something, right? Did you think 2 years from those dates, you'd be looking at them and be like, wow, we got 2 fucking all-stars right here. Holy shit. No. And what I would say is this is every year since Jaylen Brown's been in the league compared to Jason Tatum, he's gone a step above, a step above, a step above. And finally this year, he was like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Whereas Tatum kind of came in and they were like, oh, you're going to be so good, kid. And he was kind of just like, yeah, watch, I'm going to hit my shots. I'm going to do my thing. And all of a sudden he was like, I am the best.
It was more of the Boston media anointed Jason
That's
Tatum.
what I'm saying.
Like the king of
Whereas
the two of
Jaylen
them.
Brown looked at it and he was like, I could be better than
But
this
I think
kid.
that soured him a bit. I think that, in a good way, I think Jalen was just like, okay, like I think I can be better on this team, especially like better than Tatum. And I think this season you really saw that from him, where he became more of a leader on this team. I know it's still technically Tatum's team.
Is it, though?
Yes, still.
Is it, though?
Well, Jalen's hurt, so it definitely is Tatum's team.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I'm sure you guys watch more Celtics games than I do.
Cash.
But
Cash.
I think
It's background.
I think they just need another big fish, man. I mean, could you imagine Anthony Davis on that team?
Then we would be talking about
No,
the
because
Celtics.
we'd still have Kyrie Irving. No, bad.
I mean, you could
If
get
you
rid
have-
of
if you had
Brown.
Kyrie-
I mean,
if you had Kyrie
to
and
me,
AD,
if you
we'd
had
be talking about the
Tatum
Celtics
and
in the
AD,
finals.
those are your top two stars. I mean, they're probably going to the finals.
Absolutely, they are.
Oh yeah, if you can make that happen.
But that's the difference, though. That's the thing. That's what Danny Ainge is missing. Danny Ainge has failed to land his big fish in free agency. He's done a knockout job drafting. Okay, I'm not going to deny him that. He has done a really good job in the draft, stockpiling the picks. He punts every year and whatever, and it's
I mean, the
assets,
picks
assets,
that he's-
assets.
the picks
Danny
that
and
he's
his
made
assets.
have turned out decent.
But-
I'll
my
give him that.
lord.
Yo, I love Bo.
What he doesn't get is big time free agents. Kevin Durant being the most notable one in recent memory.
Oh, so close.
If they had gotten Kevin Durant,
So gross.
we wouldn't have this conversation would be totally different.
But let's be real. Hey, Kevin Durant, us, the Boston Celtics, want to have you. Steph Curry, yo, dog, we won 73 games last year, and we fucked you up. Don't you want to be on our team? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with them, so I don't have to do nothing. Who wouldn't choose the fucking Warriors over any
But
other team?
again, and we've had this conversation before, a GM is a salesman.
I know.
A GM's job is to get free agents to come and play with him. Whether he sells them on the roster at hand, the ability to win
We
a
have Kelly
championship,
Olynyk.
the city, the marketing opportunities, whatever it may be. It is your job as a GM. You're not just supposed to go out there and identify, hey, this guy's good. We should throw as much money at as we can. No, because guys that good are going to get money from everybody. It doesn't matter. The money's irrelevant. It's all equal. You have to sell him on it. This is, and I know this, as coming from a sales background, I know, because this is what we did. This is what we practiced every single week.
Oh, I agree.
You have to separate yourself.
That's my job
Yeah.
What
currently.
are you going to offer me that somebody else can't? I can get the same product from 5 other people for the same exact price. What makes you the best one to go with?
It comes with a compliment. Never mind.
That's it. And what makes you the
Sounds
best?
like sold.
Danny Ainge has failed to make that sale to any big market free agents.
Besides Gordon Hayward and Al Horford.
But Gordon Hayward came because of Brad Stevens. And Brad Stevens was there long before Gordon Hayward became available, so that just happened to be a coincidence. That wasn't a good sales job.
All right, but who's this?
Sean's
All
got
right.
something.
No, that's fine. I see Joey's point, and I know where he's going with it and where he's getting to it. This offseason, who is the premier free agent? basketball.
Andre Drummond.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's probably the biggest fish out
Then
there.
you can kiss that goodbye, because that ain't going to happen.
I'm
Who
just
is
saying, that's
a
probably-
real...
No, I'm being dead serious. The Lakers bought him out. It was his last year on contract.
Yep.
Yeah, this year's free agency is really
It's kind of dead.
Kinda dry.
It is kind of
So-
dead. Everybody signed extensions.
Porked. So unless Danny Ainge can trade for something with a trade exception and all this other bullshit, we are porked. There's no one we can go out there and sign. We have to trade.
Well, no, because if we make a trade, then
Yeah,
you
it's probably
instantly-
going to have to be a trade.
You can,
I agree.
you can
definitely gonna have
instantly
to be a
turn that
trade.
into cap money. You could turn a trade into cap money.
Go on.
So if it depends on the trade that you make.
Yes.
If you do a roster dump with, like, say, a Kemba Walker,
Yep.
then you get your trade exception,
I'm
and
All
you
ears.
get Kemba Walker's contract. So in turn, you can sign and still make a trade for another top tier guy.
sure,
But
but
who?
there's no one that tried. I mean,
The only
besides-
other, like, you go for it. Well, you,
One thing I
who's-
think
who's
they
open?
do have
Aaron
to do
Gordon-
is
Aaron
I
Gordon,
think they're going to
Andre
keep
Drummond.
Marcus Smart somehow. I mean, whenever he's on the floor, I feel like they played better.
All right,
You
so
know-
That
here's-
stretch he
you can-
he
you
was
can go
out.
first.
They weren't really
Because-
playing that well.
Hold
You
on.
know-
I think he's just one of those guys. He just kind of does a little of everything, you know.
Well, John-
I actually like him better than like a Draymond Green.
He does. No, I'll take Draymond Green.
I would
but
too.
I would say I felt better about Smart this year. He became very annoying. Like he didn't, and annoying, not in a good way either. He became like almost like a pest. Like, sure, they actually played better when he was in there, and is a good player. But he's a good player. But he doesn't do anything really well that benefits the team. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, here's my problem with Smart, John. You said you don't watch a lot of Celtics basketball, so you might not see it as much.
No. He
because
said
don't
you
see it.
guys watch more.
He doesn't watch.
Yeah,
much.
don't
If
get me
they're not
wrong. I
playing-
watch all
if they're
basketball,
not playing the
but
Lakers, he ain't watching the Celtics,
you guys
let's
are
be
probably more likely to turn on the Celtics than I am.
My thing with Marcus
So.
Smart is this: when he plays the game that he's meant to play, and like not go outside of his box, yeah, there's nobody on the floor I'd rather have, because he's going to make the right play, he's going to step in on defense, he's going to do that. The problem of it is he'll hit a shot or two, and then instantly he's like,
I can make everything.
I can hit from half court. Oh, I can hit
Yeah,
from
he
over
doesn't-
here.
he takes bad threes.
and he doesn't
Yeah,
stop.
does.
And he
No,
doesn't
but
stop.
it's not just bad threes, John. He'll try to drive the lane. He'll lose the ball.
Yes.
He'll make circus shot layups. Like,
Yes.
he does a lot of things on the court
Annoying.
that you're like, dude,
Why?
stay in your lane. Like, know where you are on the team.
And the
You're
teammates,
not the scorer.
his teammates are annoyed by him too. They'll cut the reactions. They look at him like shrugging, like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
And then in turn, Jason Tatum gets the, oh, well, fuck me now, so I don't feel like playing. And then Jaylen Brown's like, well, when I get the ball, I'm going to shoot because I need to get me mine.
And then Time Lord looks at him like, "Bro, I was wide open in the post. What are you doing?"
Right. So for as much as Marcus Smart does good on defense and hustle, he hurts you so bad on offense at times, man.
He's on court smart, but then if you have to have him strategize and play, he's stupid.
Right.
Yeah, I think the Celtics need one more big fish, and I think if you can keep him, not include him in the trade package, that would
but
be.
there's a
that
lot
would-
of
that
va-
would be-
the
that would
thing
be
with
my
that though, John,
opinion.
is everything that we're saying about him, the dude still has a ton of trade value.
Yeah, of course he does.
Because teams
Yeah.
look
We
at the
wanted
hustle,
Makes sense.
they look at
One
the
last thing.
defense, like
Well, one last thing before I head out. Me personally, I just can't stand how James Harden weaseled his way out of Houston to go to Brooklyn like that. I just
Oh,
want
fat
your
suit.
guys' opinions before I head out. But at least when
Sean,
other
we'll
guys
give you the
left,
lead
you know,
on that.
they,
You could just-
they
just
honored their
listen to Sean.
contracts. They finished out their contract.
Bless you.
You know,
bless you. Dude,
I'm not a fan of how he
did
just
that too.
weaseled his way to Brooklyn
woke up
like that.
Oh, Durant, me and you will get along very well on that topic because I fucking hate James Harden. I've hated James Harden for as long as I can remember because he's just been a rat bastard his whole life. And everything he does, I've shown clips, I've shared it with the guys here, and I'm like, here's another one, add to the book. Here's another one. I could write a book of bullshit things he's done. This whole wearing a fat suit as if he's like a magician in Houston just to get out of there, and then make him believe he's like incredibly out of shape, and then as soon as he gets traded to the Nets, he loses 20 pounds magically because he stops wearing a fat suit. Man, that shit just pisses me right off. I can't stand James Harden as a person.
Not to mention he actually shit his pants on the court.
That was an accident. I mean, anybody can shit your pants.
Paupius. Lamar
Yeah,
Jackson.
I mean, that just, you know.
To
I don't know.
piggyback off what Sean said, I mean, listen, I've never been a James Harden fan. I always said my favorite part of James Harden's career was when he got elbowed in the face by Meta World Peace. And
Nope, when Giannis whipped the ball in his face.
oh, that too.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
that
that
was,
was-
I mean, he's a nasty player, though. Say what you want.
Oh, great,
You know,
great
about
player.
the
Rifle that
character
shit,
of the
bro.
guy, but he's a nasty basketball player.
I'm gonna be a salty
Durant,
piece of
he
shit.
is-
Hate him.
He is fantastic at basketball.
No, how about this?
I
How
love
about
seeing
this?
him come up short every
John,
single year.
I'm gonna say one. I'm gonna say it better. He's a great scorer.
He's a great regular season player.
He's a great facilitator too. Let's not mistake that.
all right.
There's not a lot of
He's a
guys who
good
can
offensive- how
facilitate,
about
and
he's a
James
good-
Harden does do that.
But he's better.
You know,
he's
it's
better at.
all the reason why the Clippers went out and got Rondo, because they don't have a guy that can facilitate. You got Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, and they both can't facilitate.
Rondo is a
But
guy
what-
the Celtics should have let go.
What else is James Harden besides that on offense? He's a liability on defense.
I mean, he can pass, he can shoot. I mean,
He
what's
dribbles.
left?
He dribbles the ball.
Play
too much.
defense. He's
He
not
dribbles-
the best defender.
Dribbles the ball too much. Gets ugly turnovers. Takes stupid fucking shots. Like it seems like when the pressure comes on, his basketball IQ drops down to like an ant.
Yeah, well, we'll
you
have to
saying
wait
there?
and see. Playoffs are here, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I
This
think-
time
I
next
think
week we'll
Harden's
have
really good.
we'll have a pretty decent beat on it. So
I'm rooting for anybody in the East over Brooklyn. Literally any
I
team.
mean, I think
Yeah,
Giannis has to pull it
I'm
out
with
this
you
year.
on
If he
that.
doesn't pull it out this year, there's an issue.
Just the way that Harden weaseled his way
I-
there, and Kyrie and his ego, and
Durant, maybe you listened when I said it like 2 months ago. I don't know. It was a while ago. I said if he goes to Brooklyn, Brooklyn is my most hated team. Where I would cheer if the plane crashed. That is horrible to say, but I was like, I hate all three of those men on that team. It's the easiest team to hate in basketball. Actually,
Yeah, I mean,
I will say
don't
this.
root for Boston teams, but if Boston ends up facing the Nets, I mean, I'm rooting for Boston on that one.
Same.
That's so bad.
I will be rocking.
Imagine-
I will rock a Boston jersey.
We should make a poll. Are the Brooklyn Nets the most hated team in sports? In American sports. I don't count other
I think
worlds.
the Astros would
The
probably
Astros
take
would
that right
take
now.
that.
Nah, I don't
now.
think anybody gives a shit right now. Dude,
They still get
there's
booed.
yeah, but in like 3 places they got booed. And everyone else is like, fucking who cares? It's been 3 years already. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
Albert Pujols is a Dodger.
I know.
Let's not even talk about that. It just
Oh,
makes me
well,
so
we'll get to
angry.
baseball.
Yeah,
we'll get to
baseball in a
baseball
minute.
because we have shit. For
All right,
Yeah,
Durant.
that's you guys. I'm not much of a baseball guy anymore. So. But yeah,
I
I
so
actually did
am
see that on my
excited.
lunch today. I did see that.
No doubt.
It's
Hey,
pretty
Durant,
interesting.
thanks for the call, brother. We appreciate it. Chime in next
Yeah,
week.
good,
All right, bro.
good stuff, guys. Good talk. Have
I'll
a good
talk
night.
to you. Later, buddy. So, good call. Thanks, Durant. 774-992-8702. That's the phone number if you want to give us a call. Get in on some of this NBA playoff action. We're going to get into a little bit of baseball right now. A couple things, actually, a lot of stuff going on in baseball. We got some videos for you we're going to play here in a second as well. But let's tie up this. Let's put a little bow on this NBA playoff thing here.
Wizards and Pacers make the playoffs. In the East,
Please, God.
you can take the West.
Lakers, and it doesn't matter.
He's like, Wakers. and
It
the Memphis
honestly, it really
Grizzlies.
doesn't matter. When the
The
Lakers,
East?
when the Lakers
the
win
West.
tomorrow night, nothing else, everything else.
I know you
becomes
want what I
irrelevant.
said in the East, so
Yes, it is. I want Lakers, and I want. Is it still possible for the? No, it's not possible for Memphis to get in, and because I want to say Memphis.
if
and
Memphis
Lakers.
wins,
No, but it's not
I'm gonna
possible.
say Lakers. I'm
Memphis
gonna say
wins-
Lakers Warriors.
No,
I'm
no,
gonna say
it's
It's
7,
gonna
8.
be Lakers
but
Warriors,
if Memphis
I want to
wins,
say
they would.
Memphis.
If Memphis wins, they play the loser of the Lakers Warriors.
Yeah,
and then
I
they
know.
would have to win that game.
I know, but it's not possible for me to say Lakers Memphis.
Of course it is.
Yeah, it is. If
If the
Memphis,
Lakers beat-
if
the
Memphis-
Lakers beat
Warriors-
Golden
if,
State,
if
and
Memphis wins
beats
and
Golden
the Lakers
State,
win, then
I'll
Memphis
go Lakers
would play.
Memphis.
Okay.
Lakers Memphis.
So you got Golden State losing 2 in a row to the Lakers and the Grizzlies.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna say
I want the youth.
I'm gonna say Lakers Warriors.
That's.
Two.
I mean, that's the
I want 2 youths.
2 Utes.
What is a Ute? Oh, I'm sorry, you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. Youths.
Did you know that's Herman Munster?
I know of that's
The
him.
honor is,
Yeah.
is Herman Munster.
shit.
What is it? Ute?
So before we dive into baseball, we should touch on the fact that there was some pretty big developments at Buttonwood Park for the TPS softball
Oh, Cole was waiting for that earlier.
game earlier. So we had to go to some pretty extreme measures. So as you know, Cole has been pretty beat up. His right arm really it's not how would you say alive anymore?
Oh, he told me he Chet Stedman his ass.
Yes.
Remember Chet Stedman? Rocket from Rookie of the Year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Remember
So
he goes to throw the ball and he's like, ah!
So Cole basically has to like underhand it into the cutoff guy. Like he's still probably the best right fielder we have, and he can track any fly ball. It's just when he gets to it, can't get it in.
So is he doing like the women's? And this is not a knock on women's
No,
softball.
the women's softball.
Is he doing the women's softball thing? The wind up and like shoot like from the
Oh
hip?
no, pitching. He's just
No, he's saying from the outfield.
Yeah.
no. He's just kind of like, like labors
Oh,
it in.
he's what's his name from the Yankees after he shattered his
Yes.
forearm?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hideki
Oh,
Matsui.
yeah.
Yeah. So
I like that.
So-
he throws a screwball.
it brought about a recalibration of our roster on Sunday.
Oh, here it comes.
Which
Now
I still
wasn't.
can't play. Fucking.
I
nuts.
was only half in on Saturday because obviously I'm dead to the world Thursday, Friday, and most of Saturday.
You're turtle heading it. Okay.
Because I'm at work and I don't have
Pennies
access
didn't
to
get knocked
social
over by a
media.
cat.
I don't have I can't I can't communicate for 16 hours
I
at a
can't
time
communicate.
with the outside world.
Yes.
So Saturday night I did get out of work. I didn't get forced. I didn't get overtime. So I was like, okay, great. So first thing I told Cole was I'm in, and we had a 1:30 start time, and it was against a team that was not very good. So we really
It was against a team that formerly known as Outcast.
we really didn't want to give away 2 wins via forfeit. So me showing up was kind of the reason we won. I'm not taking credit for the wins. But
They would've
if I
forfeited without him.
hadn't have been there, we might have forfeited. It did fucking help that I absolutely just slapped.
Stamping it.
I slapped the shit out of every single ball that I hit. I think I only made 2 outs. Both were loud flies, like loud outs. But other than that, I think I went 4 for 6. So not bad, not a bad day. But the big story of the day was Cole, because Cole had to move from right field to the pitcher's
Well,
mound.
he's pitched before.
But it's not been his forte. It's not been something he did.
Actually, you forget 2 years ago, his pitching
However,
wasn't bad.
he struck out, I want to say, 4 batters
He
looking.
said 5.
5 batters. I think it was 4 looking, 1 swinging,
Impressive.
which was fantastic.
Impressive.
It was great. And I'm not going to say, listen, I'm not trying to make myself the MVP of this day. However,
Oh, you're not?
I am going to say
Well, the second time he said
my
it now.
run to Zully's, to the Packy, to get more twisted teas for our man on the mound because he was demanding twisted teas. That was his game
So
fuel.
wait, he played sauced?
Oh, listen, bro. Next week, I'm bringing the big cooler.
Wait a minute, he played sauced?
I have your big cooler.
You do?
Yes, do you want it? I've asked you to take it
Oh,
for
sure.
a year.
Wait a minute. Do you remember the last time he played sauced?
Yeah, he launched from
Over the backstop?
from center field over the backstop.
No, it was from shortstop to the backstop.
No, it was.
Yeah,
from-
no. He was the cut. He was the cut. So he ran from shortstop to the edge of the fucking grass, turned around, and rifled that bitch
over
into the
backstop.
parking lot.
It was great.
All right.
And he just came up cheesy like, yeah, I fucked up.
So Joey, the way he just described himself
Yes, do
as
it.
the most unstoppable force, should blast this song as he's pulling up to the field to get out of the
God.
car.
Oh, God.
With his other players.
Watch it go to an ad because it's YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. No way.
Is this Yokozuna?
Yep. Cole's dying. Cole, give me a call, Cole. Call in, Cole.
Listen,
Numbers
I'm
at the
just
bottom
saying,
of the screen.
I showed up. We didn't forfeit. Cole
I
needed
can
more.
see Mr. Fuji right now waving the flag.
Cole needed more pitch juice. I ran to Zully's and grabbed the 12-pack of Twisted Teas and a sleeve of Fireballs for good measure. I'm not saying I'm the MVP of this team on the field, but off of it,
He's like, for one, I showed up.
First of all, I can totally picture Joey doing that. Showing up fucking in a kimono. I don't even know what they call those things. Just in a robe.
Kimura.
Whatever.
kimono,
In
I
a
think it
robe,
is, yeah.
freshly shaved head, sunglasses, and some other thin guy, maybe baby legs out of death or something.
Oh,
like that.
shit.
Guy. Throwing
Baby
salt,
legs.
throwing salt on the ground in front of him so he can walk over it and just purify the earth.
Guys, I
That's-
can't laugh.
that's
I
how-
can't laugh
that's
this
how-
hard. It's
that's how
fucking
Joey's
killing my
described-
back right now.
Let me describe how this Sunday went. Joey showed up. Everything went according to plan. Cool. Cool. Now I showed up. I said, "Don't worry," and everything great.
And then he turns hit the button. Everything all right.
And Cole's hyping up in the chat too. Cole's like, "Miss Dude hit 1,000." I'm like, Cole, calm down. It was one game.
Well,
Listen.
if you remember a couple years ago, Joey Committee's like, just saying, haven't made it out yet. Third game of the season.
I went a whole month batting
You
1,000.
played twice.
It doesn't matter. It was still a month. We were, and the best part was and the thing is this team we were playing, they were just the biggest bunch of sweetheart kids. They ran out everything to first base. They were hustling this was high school baseball and they were gonna get cut if they didn't. They had the whole matching uniforms and everything else, which was whatever, good for
Starter
them.
kit. So you're telling me they were starter kit.
Yeah, they were. It was good for them, and it was fun. And we're talking mad shit. It's yo, it's 27-0 in the third inning. Why are we still talking shit? Oh wait, because that's why we're here. Because that's the whole point. This is supposed to be fun. So these kids are bad, and we're gonna bully them. We're gonna make sure that they know that they're bad. And that was kind of what we did. Even though, granted, they did have. We had one kid on our team who I just met the other day. He played for Marshall college football
no
for
shit.
Marshall. So he's a legitimate college baseball player, and he's like, yeah, no, I know some kids on the other team. They're actually good baseball players. And I was like,
Yeah, because
None
would've
until
never
you're
known.
on a Yokozuna.
because that's what we always say. Just because you played good baseball, don't mean you're gonna be good at softball.
listen,
I
man.
need someone good with Photoshop to Photoshop Joey on Yokozuna's body, and then post that in your fucking baseball group chat or some shit like
Oh
that.
my God!
Oh, I'll
And
make
we'll have
that
you
happen.
do the speech in the background. Dude, I can't. No, my fucking back is killing me.
You don't even need the theme song if you want to get copyright infringement. You're just gonna go the
Every time I fucking giggle, it's like, ah.
Can we get Sean to play it on like a shitty recorder?
Oh my God, Dayton has a recorder at home.
Oh my God, is he terrible at it? Is he bad? Be
I mean,
honest.
it's a recorder. Like,
Is he
are
bad?
you good at it? Can you be good at a
Okay,
recorder?
all right. Say no more. Can you get him to play? You got to get the sheet music for Yokozuna's.
Oh
theme
yeah,
song.
hell yeah. What do you mean sheet music? I'll just be like, listen to this. Now repeat.
That's pretty impressive. I can't.
I
do
mean,
that
I
shit.
You
can't
really
do that.
can't do that?
What repeat?
No.
That's
On
how I
an
learned.
instrument?
That's how I learned how to fucking play
With
the
my
drums.
mouth?
That's how I learned how to play the drums. I listen to something like, oh, okay, so he's hitting this, that. Okay, and headphones on. Blah, 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 blah,
Hey, guess
blah.
what? I can't do that. No.
Okay.
Nah, I'm not that good. I need music. I need at least
Yeah,
tabs. Like for
exactly.
guitar, I needed tabs.
Yeah, dude. I struggled with Simon for a long time.
Wow, huh?
Yeah.
Red, green, yellow.
Yeah. No, I know the colors. Yeah.
What
I
was
don't-
the other one?
Blue.
What, Guitar Hero?
No, he said Simon.
Oh,
Oh my God, yes, that'll be Joey's walk-up music every time he goes to the plate.
What?
Fucking, he goes to.
No, you just need a guy with a megaphone in the background.
I'm gonna be sitting there. I'm gonna be calling Sean. Sean, Joey's going up to bat. Put on my fucking Bluetooth speaker. Sean, doo, doo, doo.
listen. As long
You
as
get my
there's,
wife in the background. What are you doing?
as long as Cole's got his twisties, I got my BLs, and everybody's got, and there's enough Fireball to go around.
BLs, huh? Damn.
I've been bringing old trusties, bro.
Wow.
I'm going
BLs,
back to the,
headache
like.
fucking city.
Listen, I've been all right. I'm just
Rookie.
saying.
Not bad.
The team plays better when you just go back to the basics, bro. Like I could go and get
man, I can't
some
wait.
fancy, like some White Claws, some Trulies.
Cole,
or
I know you're talking
some
shit. But I don't go, but you
cactis.
know how much it hurts me to go there and not be able to do anything? Like, it's fucking trash.
I'll tell you, you're gonna have fun. This is a fun
I
team.
know, but I'm
It's
just,
a really fun team.
I'm so mad. Every time I go to PT, I'm like, bro, can I swing yet? And he's like, nope.
No,
Fuck.
you might not be able to swing for the rest of the season. You might be
Dude,
done.
no, come on.
Actually-
But
I want
you can
golf.
be
I
you can
want
be
golf, man,
but you
so
can be a
bad.
hype man.
No, you can have Joey go with you to chiropractor, and the guy tells you bad news, and Joey's like, "Don't believe it, this man. Let me put my pressure on your back,"
I told you I can't.
and just severely fucks up your back for the rest of the year.
All right, so
Oh, I
let's-
don't want that, Sean.
So now
I
that
know
we-
he doesn't know what he's doing, obviously.
obviously.
All right, let's get into baseball.
So
talk
now that we're into a little bit of baseball. So I wanted to touch on. We'll get into the NFL schedule coming up to wrap up the wrap up
yeah.
the show. NFL schedule plus the Aaron Rodgers rumors, which there is a somewhat
Ow.
confirmed rumor as to what the trade package might look like for Aaron Rodgers if the Broncos were to pull the trigger on
By
the trade.
an NFL reporter.
If it is, that's stupid.
I will tell you why I don't believe it,
Well, I can tell you why too.
That's a what?
and why it's definitely being that. You know who probably put that out? Mike Mayock. Mike Mayock probably floated that out there. But anyway,
Foreseeing the first round pick.
so as we all know, baseball has like these unwritten rules, right? Everybody loves baseball. We've all grown up playing, loving, watching baseball. Baseball has some unwritten rules.
I feel like it's coming back though. I feel
That
like some of baseball is coming back.
It is. Baseball's actually on the up. And,
It
and
really is.
Thanks
listen,
to guys like Trevor Bauer and shit like
Trevor
that.
Bauer,
No,
I'm telling you right
listen,
now,
it's the young man's world right now, dude.
the fact that
There's so
Shohei
many-
Ohtani is leading the
home runs.
league in dingers right now, and he's also throwing 101 mile an hour fastballs every fifth day.
Fuck, he should have that music.
That's crazy.
That would be badass. I would buy a jersey and I'd wave the red
I
flag
actually
and everything.
think he comes
Oh,
into
white
his
one.
own type of cultural music.
Okay.
But
He is from the
listen,
land of
it's-
the rising sun in Japan.
it's actually all the youngins as a whole.
Yeah,
The Tatis
Tatis.
is it's actually all the juniors.
And I love that
Who
Tatis.
else?
Right.
You can't. You talking about?
Vlad.
You can't talk about
Kevin-
young baseball.
Kevin
He's
Biggio.
like, I don't know if you know this, but the Bichette.
I don't know who
Bo
that is.
Bichette.
You
I don't know
are
who that is.
obsessed.
Bobby Dahlbeck coming up for the Sox. He's big. He's huge.
So there's a
Huge.
bunch of young cats coming up. There's a second generation coming up. And my favorite thing I heard Tatis say the other day was, I am not apologizing for shit to anybody. If you don't like it, fuck you, stop me. Basically was what he said. And I love that
Although
because
he does play with probably
baseball-
the biggest shitbag in baseball.
desperately needs that. Desperately needs that. So this first clip I'm going to play was
Hold on, before you play the clip, breaking news. What baseball doesn't need is Mike Trout on the shelf for 10 weeks.
Oh,
oof,
He blew out his leg.
oof.
that's ass.
Big time. 10 weeks, no Mike Trout.
There was a rumor that he might be calling it a career sooner rather than later.
All right, so hold on. Let me ask you this because I saw somebody make this post on Facebook the other day, and it actually made me like pick up my I usually most
You picked
sports
up
posts,
Google?
most sports posts that I see
He fucking Googled
no
something.
I dismiss.
Google.
I mostly dismiss. This perked me up. This made me actually say like, hey, you're right. Has anyone actually ever seen with their two eyes?
I know what you're gonna say right now because I saw the post.
Have they ever actually seen Mike Trout play well?
Yes.
Like, have you ever actually seen Mike Trout play like a game where you're like, holy shit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
I've watched a lot of Mike Trout, and I can honestly say a handful of times I've been like, that's why he's the best.
okay, a handful of times.
Handful.
Dude, absolutely.
But it's
though.
not like night in, night out where you're like,
But to the
Doesn't
same
have to
point,
be.
hold on. To the same point, he's never been in the playoffs.
not once.
So like, there's not like those times like when you get into the playoffs, that's when you see everybody fucking shine.
Yes.
Like they go into the playoffs and you're watching them every night for at least 4 games, and you're like, wow, this dude is nasty.
Right. Those guys like Jeter, who we'll get into in a little bit.
Finally sold his house.
Those guys excelled in the big stage. The David Ortizes, the Kurt Schillings, the Pedros,
Reggie Jackson.
the Roger Clemenses, the Jorge Posadas, whoever it was, they excelled when the lights got
Jorge.
brighter. I
Fucking
know,
Bernie
I did
Williams.
too.
Fucking Bernie Williams.
But fucking goddamn
I
it,
felt so bad for Jorge.
God damn it, if Jorge was not
Hold on.
as good as
you want to know what
anybody
name
from
I
going
hated
from his
most
knees.
on the Yankees back then? Paul O'Neill.
Why?
I fucking
'Cause he was
hated
a
He
hunk
Paul
was,
O'Neill.
he was, you know what?
He was just that dude. that
Sheffield
would just,
was my guy that I
Yeah,
hated
but
the
I didn't
most.
hate Sheffield because I liked Sheffield when he was a Padre and when he was a Dodger.
But I
liked
hated Sheffield because he
back
was a
then.
Yankee.
Yeah, no, I hated him when he was a Yankee too, but he was still Sheffield to me. Like,
But everybody
I
did
don't
the fucking the bat thing. And
yeah,
when,
but his was aggressive.
when you get your wiffle ball back on and you're like doing this in the backyard beer game, yeah, you're doing the
yeah,
guy.
but
at
his
Sheffield.
was so aggressive. Like my boy looked like he was gonna break wrists.
Yeah,
as he was
he
doing
carried a
that
light
shit.
bat.
Yeah, whatever.
bat speed was key.
My guy was more.
But
violent back
anyway,
then, so like, whatever.
so let's take a look. So baseball obviously has these unwritten rules, right? Where like you're not supposed to show guys up, and you're not supposed to pimp home runs, and if you do, you're getting thrown at, and blah 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 blah. Well, let me tell you, if this isn't one of the most,
This is the biggest one.
this one
This is the biggest one.
this one's pretty good. This
And
one-
if you don't know it, watch it, and then we will explain.
yes.
By center field. Going back is Ref Snyder, still going back. And he has given up a home run to Yermin Mercedes
I think for some reason.
on a 3-0 pitch.
So obviously top 9, White Sox up 15-4.
Does it matter? He swung away on 3-0.
I don't like it now. I mean, at 15-4.
And he throws a 47-mile-an-hour blooper over the plate.
Yeah, but he's
on
done
a
this
3-0 and on a 3-0 count, and Mercedes just takes it and launches it.
Who gives a
And
shit?
it's 3-0, and you're up 12.
But if you heard and I know the listeners can hear it, we couldn't, but you can hear the Twins broadcasters like they wanted to be so mad about this, but they were down 14 runs, so they really couldn't, or 10 runs, so they really couldn't, and they're just like, "Fuck, I don't agree with that shit." Like they were so pissed off because again, in one of these instances, like baseball's unwritten rules. I'm sorry. If I'm in the major leagues and somebody throws me a 47-mile-an-hour meatball over the plate and I have a chance to rock it into the fucking third deck, I'm taking that every single chance.
Well, mind you, now here's so the rule obviously is it's a 3-0 count. You're up a gajillion. Take the pitch.
Nah.
That's the rule. That was the unwritten rule.
This
Like,
guy's insulting you by throwing 47 miles an hour.
This guy's a fucking shortstop.
I don't care. The guy likes food too much.
Whatever. I seen that just now. Anyway, so that's the unwritten rule. Like you're up a gajillion. It's a 3-0 count. Take the pitch. If
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a strike, okay, you can swing on the next one, but take the fucking pitch.
Yeah.
What I will say is this: Mercedes. This is his first year in the fucking bigs.
Yep.
My boy is tearing the fucking leather off the ball this year. So he's like, I want to win Rookie of the Year.
He's also a little fire hydrant.
He's like, fuck yeah. He was like,
Little.
Hey,
That's
listen,
a big man.
listen, that's Pudge 3.0. All right,
That's
not
a big
2.0.
man.
He's
we
all
skipped,
bulk.
We skipped 2.0 and went right to 3.
How tall is he?
I'm going to look it up. Hold on.
I think he's like 5'9", like 260.
Oh, he looks shorter than that.
Oh, he thick.
But he like
Oh, he thick.
he's like a little British bulldog.
5'11", 245.
5'11", 245.
He's 5'11".
Holy shit.
That's a thick man.
That's a
Damn,
thick
so
boy.
That's me running
I
around
thought
the
he was short.
bases. I don't look. I need to work out. Fuck. I weigh the same.
Yeah, I hate
do
to
not-
break it to you, Keith.
I do not look like that.
You do not look that
Nope,
good.
But we weigh the same.
True.
So I could say I have the weight of a professional fucking baseball player.
Listen, I have for a long time now been able to say I have the height and weight of professional football linemen.
Yeah, I know. Come on, Ron. Brace.
But-
Get out of here.
Actually, I have something funny to say. When we were doing the cod shop, we were
Yeah.
doing the cameras and shit. And they were like, "Oh, we're gonna put it right here." And I was like, "Nah, that don't work, dog." And they're like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Bro, we both have friends that are more than 6'2". That doesn't work. He was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Fats is gonna walk in. You're gonna see fucking nipple." I'm like, I don't want to see Areola walking in here. Put it up another fucking foot so we can see.
Oh,
how
what's that? You don't like my nippies?
Andre the Giant. Here he
yeah,
comes.
no shit, right? But so I can't. I'm not mad at that because, like I said, this kid's trying to win a Rookie of the Year. Like he's trying to be like, I
He's
belong.
padding his stats every
Like
chance he
straight
gets.
up like this. I belong. I belong. Don't send me back fucking down. And so I can't fault him for it. Kind of like last year with Tatis pimped that grand slam and
Loved
you know
it.
on a 3-0 count.
Loved it. I think we need more of that, and I do, and you know, it comes back to like when Jose Bautista, you know, when he was, you know, did the illest bat flip still to date in the playoffs. What was it, 2015?
Oh, the pimp.
Yeah,
when he fucking threw that
against-
shit.
against Texas.
He threw that shit like it was bad McDonald's, man. He was like, ah.
I love that about baseball. The first home run I ever hit in our softball league, I pimped our own bench
He pimped our bench.
because they were telling me to come out of the game. Like, hey,
No,
we
no,
need a hit.
Listen, he pimped our bench because we were like, yo, Joey, punt team, get the fuck off the field.
Pulls down his pants. He runs assless.
And he was like, Ben ain't hitting for me. We're like, nah, Ben's going to hit for you. He was like, the fuck he is. And by the power of fucking Thor, a lightning bolt shot up his asshole and just decided to hit with the ball. You remember Angels in the outfield?
Yeah.
Remember the dude shattered his bed? He's
Yeah.
like, you know, that extra hot dog I ate today was fucking... I knew there was some extra power in that hot dog. That was Joey. He was like, yeah, you know, I took that extra shit this morning and made my bat speed a little bit better. Like,
The waving off of the punt team that year was
that was actually
honestly,
epic.
it was the highlight of our season.
And I'll
We
be
won
honest
two
with you,
games.
how mad was I? Because he just hit that ball that fucking far, the kids were shadowing the fucking sand. I come up, my next fucking swing. I'm like, they're like, oh my God, we might go back to back. Nope, kid's standing in the sand. Ow. I'm like, motherfucker.
Keith only had that warning track power. You know what I'm saying?
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
If he had had more Bud Lights, he might have hit it all the way out.
like the
Would have
Bud
been a
Lights.
little looser in the hips. But no, but to the
Yeah,
point.
back then it was
But
claws. Don't
Yerman Mercedes, Yerman, Yerhan Mercedes. That to me was one of those like it was a dick move.
I don't
Because
think so.
you're up 15-4, like all right, like top 9,
like I said, if that was a 3-1 pitch and he hammered it, all right, it's 3-1.
let's just get this over with. But I love it. Personally, I love it. And I think baseball needs more of that, and it makes me excited that we're seeing more of that shit. What also makes me more excited is that we're seeing more of this, which is Manny Machado continuing to be a dickhead, which I love
I hate
because it
Manny
makes
Machado.
people fucking hate you. And I feel like sports need more hate. They need more hate. Everybody's all out there and I like you too, dog. All right, let's rub nipples and let's be friends.
You know what? I'll say this.
Fuck that
I'm
shit.
going to say this. Baseball's still that sport where that doesn't happen as much.
Not as much, but
Baseball, like you see it in basketball all the time. Oh, yo, man, you want your jersey? Give me your jersey. Yeah, we boys, man. Take a picture. Like baseball, that's far and few between now. That's very unless you were like a teammate for like years. And
I
you
mean,
got
even
traded.
football's getting to the point where it's like, bro, you in my division, you're the best tight end, I'm the best defensive tackle. All right, let's exchange jerseys and then let's dock. All right, and
Legit.
like, fuck that shit. Like, no, like,
Yeah, no.
and we'll exchange powers. I think I'm
My
fucking
boy just
tired.
whipped out
I'm
the elevator.
tired of that shit. But watch this clip of Manny Machado and what he does here, and
They can definitely hear it, right?
yes, they should be able to hear it. I believe they can
Oh,
hear
now it's a should.
it.
I'm gonna put. I'll find out.
It worked in the test stream, so it should work here.
Biggest adjustment for you so far this year?
I would say the biggest adjustment. I would say the biggest. Whoa, y'all want to talk on that?
It was a rough. It was a questionable slide. And you hear the announcer say, "Do we want to talk about that real quick?"
Yes.
So you can hear.
So I'm going to say this first before you say anything. This is the reason why Dustin Pedroia never played baseball again because of fucking Manny Machado.
Nah.
No,
That ain't the reason. He can't stay. He couldn't stay healthy. That's a whole different reason. Which I
Bro,
don't want to get into Dustin.
come on, man.
Well,
I am
he
not
fucking-
about to sit here and say that Manny Machado is the reason why a guy who hit 19 home runs in the season and won an MVP is the reason why he couldn't play baseball.
Dog, that
again.
slide when he took out his fucking leg, his knee was never the same after
Dude, but
that.
his knees were never the same anyway. He was a midget.
He was playing.
He was playing as a midget.
I'm just saying.
Listen,
just
man.
saying.
Even Julian Edelman had to retire. Okay, it happens.
Fuck you.
Yes, but that was direct. He slid.
What
He
do you mean,
didn't play
fuck
after
you?
that.
That's just a fucking factual
He's got no
statement.
He wasn't a midget.
Edelman?
Yeah, he was
He's a
6'1".
fucking midget.
He was 6'1".
5'11". Hogan was 6'1". Or Amendola.
No,
Hogan
Hogan,
was like
Hogan was like
Edelman's a
six,
fucking
I
midget,
thought Hogan
bro.
was like 6'3".
Oh, Hogan's tall. I think
Hogan's
Hogan
a
might be-
tall son of a
Yeah.
bitch. Yeah.
Hogan's a tall drink of water.
Yo, he
Yeah,
really
Hogan
is.
was the biggest one.
He's like
actually,
6'3",
out of
6'4",
everyone.
Hogan.
Dude, he actually plays.
Fuck you, Edelman was
Edelman's
5'10".
5'10".
You fucking loser.
Nah,
Pedroia's
Oh.
still smaller.
he's
This
6
is-
feet. That was skewed.
Yeah,
that was
it's
some
just-
bullshit. He looked
yeah.
good.
6 feet in
Yeah.
cleats.
So in reality, he's 5'8".
Oh no, well, unless you're Allen Iverson, you went from 5'7" to 6'1" in a year.
He's my favorite player of all time. He's not a midget. He's
Who
5'.
said he's my favorite player of all
You,
time?
you fucking loser.
He goes from just he's not a midget to he's your favorite player.
Goddamn fucking fanboys. God, I can't wait till football season.
All right, good. Wait, Machado. Don't wait. I'll bring it back. Don't worry. Machado definitely.
Piece of
Dickhead.
shit.
I hate that dude. Remember when was it last year or 2 years ago? He lost his mind when Josh Donaldson tagged him
Yes.
as he was running to third base. He threw his helmet. Yo, nobody tagged me
Oh
in the
yeah,
stomach.
legit.
Lost his mind.
Oh, Machado, yeah, he definitely is. I'm gonna do my thing, but don't you dare do that thing to me, kind of guy.
You know what I love? The whole
he's
thing
very,
I love about
very
that
much.
clip?
I'm taking my
Massive
ball and
bipolar.
going home, guy.
Listen, the whole thing. Yeah, he's
Bipolar,
definitely.
too.
I'm taking my ball and going home, guy. You are absolutely right. But my whole thing with that is, I love when after it's done, he's like, "Oh, my bad," and he goes to like hug the dude, and the dude's like, "Get the fuck off me."
Yeah, seriously. The second baseman, the guy who took out in that clip we just showed, like you can tell like, the guy was like all set with him. The guy, he's like,
yeah.
"Oh yeah, my bad, dude." And he's like,
He was
he's
all
like,
set.
Okay.
With 2 T's.
And the Celtics are down 37-42 in the second quarter.
That's exactly how I played it out. They're gonna be losing going into
They
halftime.
were winning at the end of the first, but anyway. But no, but that's the thing. Like baseball and their unwritten rules. Like I feel like that shit needs to baseball needs to get with the times. Because I had this discussion with some people at work the other night, right?
Yep.
And this is what we do in our downtime. We solve
Bullshit.
the world's problems one at
Bullshit,
a time.
play
Sure
some
you do.
spades.
The
Doc.
problem with baseball is not the pace of play. It's not the amount of games. It's not, the start times or this or that. No, the problem with baseball is that baseball does a piss poor job marketing its stars. Okay,
Not
number
anymore.
one.
Not anymore. They're
They-
starting to do it.
Listen, if baseball wants their stars to be marketed, hey, what's up? I'm available. I will leave my job right now and go work for MLB in the marketing department, and I will make goddamn sure that baseball ratings go through the roof, okay? What do we want? Home runs. How do we want them? We don't care. Do we need steroids, juice balls, juice bats, whatever it's going to be? Fuck it.
Actually, I'll be honest with you. Home runs are actually on a pretty good pace right now.
What do we want? Pitchers throwing 101 miles an hour. Let's juice the fucking guns.
Oh, okay, Sean.
Let's make this shit entertaining as fuck.
Let's just fucking
and
stick 'em
then
in the
let's
needle. Go ahead,
build
do it.
up beyond that. Okay, that's all superficial. Beyond that, let's build these guys up to be the superstars that they are. These guys have personalities. They have the will and the want to be in the spotlight. Look at a guy like David Ortiz. All right, this dude came from the Dominican, was a nobody for years. 2003, gets traded to the Red Sox. The rest is fucking history, right? Okay, we know what David Ortiz did. He wasn't out there. He wasn't like Manny with the chains and the crazy shit. He just
He
went
had
out
a
and
chain.
executed on the field. Yeah, he had the chain, but he wasn't like, Ortiz wasn't in the box pimping home runs or doing that. Yet he was MLB's biggest star. And what did MLB do with him? Fucking nothing, dude. Nothing. They could have taken those fucking lime green gloves that he wore in the 2013 World Series run, and they could have made that right there could have been your key to fucking like, holy shit, everyone's wearing lime green batting gloves the next year. Because that's what Ortiz was. Why was that never a thing? Because MLB's marketing department continuously comes up short. They don't market the guys like Tatis. They don't market this guy Mercedes, who's going for Rookie of the Year right now.
Nobody knows.
We won't hear about it. We won't hear about it for another 3 months.
And here's what I'll say MLB does. MLB markets the team, and they allow the team to market the player. So the
Which
players
is wrong.
No, I'm not saying it's correct. I'm saying that's what they do. David Ortiz's market was in Boston. Everybody in Boston knew who the fuck David Ortiz was. There was no way you couldn't.
Right, but people in Chicago knew about David Ortiz. People in L.A.
No, of course.
Baseball fans
But
knew
why?
about David Ortiz.
The Red Sox were in the playoffs. He was on national spots. Like, if it was like a Mike Trout, that never made the playoffs, was never on national spots. Nobody outside of Boston would have known fucking David Ortiz.
But part of the MLB's problem is that they don't pressure teams like the Angels to say, like, look, you've got one of the megastars in the league. Put a fucking team around him.
Dude,
and go out there
I'll
and
be
do
honest.
your thing. Run your business, but get your shit
I'm gonna
fucking
be
together.
honest with you.
Otherwise, we're gonna make life miserable for you. Because we're gonna market the shit out of this guy. And Keith, not for nothing, but there have been guys that have never made the playoffs before that we saw. The only reason why we know Pablo Sandoval's name is because he was on a Giants team that won, 2 World Series in 3 years.
Was it 2 or 3?
It was 2 or 3, whatever it
won
was.
I think
But
he won 3.
Did
no
he win
one would
3
have
with them?
known who Pablo Sandoval was if he wasn't on those World Series teams. You could literally put any third baseman there, but because he was a fat Asianish guy, not Asian, but he had
I just called him Panda because he was fat.
he had an Asianish name. Like they were like, oh, he's a panda, he's fat.
How
Look at
is
him,
Pablo
Sandoval.
an
He was Kung
Asian-ish
Fu
name?
Panda. Well, because Kung Fu Panda, they gave him like the Asianish name, like whatever, for whatever reason. I don't know, but it worked. It fucking
I
worked.
thought that was to do with the roundness of him. He looked
It
like a
could have
panda.
right, Kung Fu Panda. That's what they and because he was
Jack Black.
and he was nimble as fuck. He played the hot corner as good as anybody.
Honestly,
did at
for
that
a
point.
big man, when he was playing for the Giants, it was like, wow.
When he was like
boy could
mid-20s,
move.
that's it.
Yeah.
like Ichiro, did Ichiro really ever go to the playoffs? Like maybe
Yes.
once or twice.
Yes,
A
he
few
did.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you never heard. No one sits there and regales Ichiro for his postseason, performance. We all know who David Freese is because he had a lights out performance against the Rangers in a World Series. But that's it. No one knew who David Freese was before that. My point I'm
Did you know
getting
he
at.
ended up as a Red Sox?
Yes, he did for one brief moment
No,
of time.
he never made the team. He was a Paw Sox for life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my point is that it doesn't matter whether you make the playoffs or not. The marketing is there. If you have good players and you have good marketing teams, you can make these guys into the superheroes that baseball desperately needs them to be. And baseball, for some reason, continuously just steps on its dick year in, year out, and just does nothing with the talent because they know that they don't fucking care. They don't have to care. They make their money. They get their millions. Everybody's happy. Rob Manfred's sitting there going, please fire me. And they're like, nah, actually, you know what? Things are going okay.
No, we're doing all right here.
We're going okay. And, meanwhile, there's probably like 10 people waiting in the wings to be commissioner of the MLB saying, like, I could put us on pace with the NFL.
Tony Clark.
I could make us the biggest league in the world because there's actually a worldwide draw for baseball that there isn't for football. I could put us ahead of the NFL, but they're just seemingly reluctant to because they didn't want to go
Now, the
against
one
their
thing I will say-
unwritten rules.
I will say this. The Angels actually did try to put a team around Mike Trout.
Well, they got Shohei Ohtani.
No. I'm saying even before Shohei, when they got Albert
Who's
Pujols.
Right now, the best player in baseball.
Yeah, if not 1, 2, right up there, top 2.
I mean, he's a pitcher that leads the league in dingers. We haven't seen that since Babe Ruth.
True. But before him, Pharaoh.
And like.
So they actually tried to put a team around him when he was a little younger, when he was getting into his prime. And every single piece they went to get around him
Pat with a
failed
combo breaker.
miserably.
God damn it.
Like, miserably. They signed Pujols. Pujols turned up being trash once he left St. Louis. They got a couple guys in the outfield.
Nah, Pujols wasn't trash.
He wasn't what he was in St. Louis.
He wasn't. He
which
wasn't.
we all knew was going to
He
happen.
wasn't the machine that he was in 2005. But yeah, of course. But you put him in. You put him in
L.A.
in L.A. No, I'm
Anaheim.
L.A. Dodgers.
But the
Threw me
Angels,
off.
L.A.
Threw me all the fuck off. Right? I know it's the Anaheim. It still fucking bugs me out. But
I hate that name.
you put him on the Angels, and he was still a decent player. Like, he wasn't killing it, but he was still a good guy to have. But where the fuck?
Yeah, but he went from batting like 330 to like 260.
I
So,
understand that.
He almost became a liability because the power went down and the contact went down.
He was an aging veteran, and the Angels mismanaged him, and they overpaid and
Angels
mismanaged.
overpaid him.
Overpaid and
That's
mismanaged.
what fucked them up.
So it was 6-1. It was a bad hit both ways. But the Angels are a bad organization. How can you have Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout on the same team, and you're not even sniffing the playoffs?
Well, let's be real. Shohei came in 3 years ago, blew his shit out.
But he's been
Last year he just swung, and now this year he's pitching again. So
But he's been one of the biggest stories in the league for
Right
the last
now.
2 years.
Right
Yeah,
now.
but for the last year and a
Johan
half.
Santana was the greatest lefty we've ever seen, and then it was
Last
like,
year doesn't
oh,
really-
damn, there goes my shoulder.
Last year really doesn't count, though, because we had a shortened season. It was
No,
all
but last
fucked
year
up.
he didn't throw. Last year he was strictly a
No,
DH.
he did.
No,
He
he
threw.
didn't. No, nope. Mm-mm. No,
He threw a couple times last
He
year.
blew out his shoulder his rookie year. He only batted for the last month of his rookie year.
Was
and
it just-
last year, it was completely DH.
You
Didn't play the
sure?
field. Guy, don't fucking test me on this. He did not throw last year.
I don't know the answer to this, to be honest with you. I didn't watch any Angels games to testify against this.
Guy, he blew out his arm.
I believe you that,
He
yeah.
blew out his arm. They shut down his throwing program. He became a DH.
I thought that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago is when he hurt himself. Last year he played DH only, and this year he's throwing again.
Gucci Mane.
Just, you know,
He's checking it.
no faith.
It's not that I don't have faith. I'm just.
He's like, how do I spell it?
It's not that I don't have faith, it's just I don't believe
He's
you.
like, S-H-O. No, not the
Show-
Taurus.
Show guitar. Show Tony.
You might have to click on pitching, sir.
I know how to operate Baseball Reference. Thank you. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, he pitched 2 games last year.
Started or just threw?
Game started 2. Innings pitched 1.2
Oh, damn.
He pitched 1.2 innings.
in 2 games in 2 starts. Yes.
That doesn't count
combined.
as a start.
No, those are starts. I mean,
For 1 inning? That sounds like something was skewed there.
Yeah,
Something was
something's messed up.
I'm just saying. I know he threw last year.
No.
I'm looking at the thing that says he threw.
He had 2
1.2
starts, and he
innings.
threw a complete combined of 1.2
Yeah,
innings
that's
in
not
2
really
starts.
much. That's not doing much
That-
for your argument
that's-
there. I'm not counting that.
I'm just saying he threw last year.
He threw.
So,
So I was told not to challenge him and not to
He
accept
threw-
it. I
he
challenged
threw-
him.
according to
Listen,
that- hold
in
on,
the court
hold
of law,
Hold on.
if we're taking the over/under 0,
In the court of law,
I
don't
win.
believe, don't
I took
believe
the over.
everything you see on the internet, because according to that, he started 2 games and threw a combined 5 outs.
yeah, something's not right there.
I'm just saying. I knew I saw him throw last year.
Was that spring training?
No, this is regular season.
No, I don't think you could even pull spring training stats.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can start twice and only throw 1 inning. That's
Yeah, I don't know.
Advanced pitching, yeah, 1.2.
Maybe he just said, fuck it. This doesn't feel right. Both
Yeah, I
times.
think that was what it was. I think he went to pitch, and then he was just like, you know what, never
But
mind.
why would there be
and then
2
they shut it down.
games? That
Because
would
they
be
tried
1
doing it
game.
twice. He totally fucked over his team. He's like, hey, guys, I can't go. And they're like, you just started. It's the first inning.
Yeah, I don't know. But
I mean, I'm just saying. I knew he threw last year. So
yeah, he threw 5 outs. Whatever. I still think that's.
I probably saw 3 of those.
I
so,
still think that's very wrong. But okay.
well, it's not, but it's there.
I mean, he's not wrong, but you're not wrong. Split the difference.
Whatever.
He barely pitched, is what I'll agree to.
So
Barely.
you're hinging. I mean, you're hinging that he's going to continue to be as good as he is. As a batter, I think the thing with him is you got to pick one. He's nasty at the plate. I think you almost surrender what you get pitching from him and go 20 years at the plate.
It depends.
As opposed to 8 years combined. That's my thing. If you do both, you're going to
but-
shorten your career. It's not like it was back in the day. Guys are throwing harder, throwing more torque, more curveballs.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Like,
It's definitely not like it was back in the day. You're definitely right on that.
so,
but
like, for me, I feel like for him, I'd rather get 20 years out of this kid that's 24 years old as opposed to 8 years of him pitching and batting together. I'd rather just have 20 years at the plate. If I was the Angels, that's where my focus would be.
He's in the wrong league for it, too.
But if
I mean,
you're
you know.
if you're the Angels though, like, or if you're a fan, right, and we're fans and we're fans of the Angels, it's a fucking wash because we know the Angels are going to do shit with it anyway.
I get what you're saying,
that's the
but if
fucking-
you want to
that's
talk
the
about
frustrating
organizational stuff to
But
make
that's the
sense to your
frustrating
organization,
fucking part is that MLB, and it starts with the individual teams, but MLB overall just does a piss poor job marketing their players. Why the fuck do we have like guys like Mookie Betts, Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, Stanton, Judge, all these dudes, right, that are just out there.
Xander.
Strasburg, fucking
Xander's lighting it up right now.
Xander, right? Okay, fucking what's his name in Washington? Fucking Bryce Harper. Like
He's in Philly.
what did I say? Washington.
Yeah,
That's
that
where
was
he
the
was.
old team.
Well,
I
you
know
said
meant.
Washington. I was like, all right, you said Strasburg. Okay.
Same Beltway area. Why are we not hearing about these guys every single day? Granted, I don't watch
He's
much.
like, granted, I don't listen to baseball shit, so maybe that's why.
I'm gonna say no, but I
but-
don't watch much Sports Center anymore. But when I do, MLB is rarely, if ever, there. Like you get your web gems, and that's it. This shit should be all over Twitter, all over
But
Instagram,
even-
all over everything.
But I agree with Joey with the marketing thing on that because baseball, they really don't care. Like, they don't do commercials. They don't do pump-up videos. It's very minimal. It's during the game, if anything. So if you're not watching the
Nobody
product,
knows who the fuck Mike Trout is. You know what MLB should do? They should have a side-by-side video, a commercial, right? Where you've got Mike Trout hitting a bomb in Anaheim and Mike Trout at that fucking ultra golf place or whatever, where he launches a ball fucking over the net. And you have a side-by-side of both the swings and see where the balls go. And you're like, this is the big leagues, or this is Major League Baseball, or this is the show, whatever you want to call it.
But
People be like, "Oh my God, that's the guy that hit the fucking golf ball." They wouldn't know him as the baseball player.
Exactly.
But they have to do more research, though. But during football season, even if you're not watching football, you're inundated with. I don't think you even said that right. You're given tons of commercials with football players
You're
are in those
inundated,
commercials. Yeah, I think I said it wrong though. So you're seeing like Campbell's soup commercials. You're seeing like commercials for grocery stores and shit like
Campbell soup,
that.
I think of Donovan McNabb. It's loaded with beef.
Exactly, that's what I
Campbell's
mean.
Chunky.
You don't
Donovan.
even have to watch football. I mean, shit, we're seeing Doritos commercials with
Doritos
with Gronk and Brady. You know what I mean? It's constant.
Doritos.
NFL's constantly promoting.
It is constant. It's a barrage, but that's why the NFL gets it right. Joey Fats Radio, row 1C1.
Hey, what's up, guys? Joey, I think I could be walking through Boston and Mike Trout was walking the other way with an Angels jersey on. I'm not sure I'd recognize the fucking
Yeah,
dude.
you would.
You just said walking the other way, so yes, you'd be seeing the back of his ass. Of course, you wouldn't recognize.
No, but if he walked,
Okay.
what he's saying is if Mike Trout
Compared
walked
to
by
LeBron
him,
or like a star NBA player, like you'd recognize.
All right, well, star
right away.
NBA player is going to be the tallest dude walking down the street, so you can't use that one.
That's fair.
And then you're like, oh, like an offensive lineman. All right, that's going to be the biggest
but
dude on
he's
the
not
block.
wrong. If David Ortiz walked down fucking,
If you're walking behind him and he's in front of you, walking away from you, and you're only seeing his backside.
you're missing the
But
point.
like
What he was
Pat,
saying.
if you
What
if
he
you
was
and him
saying was-
cross paths,
What he
you'd
was
know
saying
that's
was
Mike
if
Trout.
I was
near,
walking
no.
north on the sidewalk and Mike Trout was walking south on the sidewalk and he was wearing a Mike Trout jersey, Pat wouldn't know if it was Mike Trout or not.
I think he might.
No, he wouldn't. Mike Trout's just an average-looking white dude. You'd be like, oh, there's a guy in a Mike
Yeah.
Trout jersey.
I mean-
And you'd look at him and go,
Until you
dude,
see-
nice jersey,
listen.
bro. That's pretty cool that you're wearing a Mike Trout jersey.
Until
you
you
don't see that
see
a
Mike
lot.
Trout in person, be like, wow, my boy's thick. My boy's a house.
He is.
Mike Trout's not your average. He looks average on the TV. He stands on the side of you. You and Mike Trout. Mike Trout might look a little bigger than you, bro.
No,
Just saying.
not a chance.
I'm just saying.
Than me? No, not a chance.
I just
Me,
think
no.
that James Shaughnessy season.
Joey's like, he has
I love
moonshots. He ain't
baseball.
bigger
I
than
can
me.
watch a 4-hour baseball game. I'm so happy you guys are talking baseball. It's so nice for someone to actually talk about it. But I think the older writers and the James Shaughnessy's have to go away, and just a young marketing team has to come in and just build these stars up.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And Joey hasn't been wrong this whole time when he's been saying that either. Like that, there's nothing wrong in that statement, and it's true. If you look at baseball back in the day when it was Griffey, when it was A-Rod, when it was Jeter, Randy Johnson's, Pedro Martinez, Greg Maddux, like Greg Maddux is one of the most dominant pitchers ever. Got such a ton of exposure. Never threw over 91.
Wow.
Like
Didn't
those
need to.
those guys in the 90s and early 2000s, baseball didn't have to do anything.
See,
Them
I
guys
agree.
did it
Mike
all.
Trout is pretty
Yeah.
hot. He's a very good-looking human being.
You missed my. I wouldn't miss that ass comment like right before.
Oh no, he
Oh,
definitely said that.
Yeah.
But
He
no,
definitely
but
said
to Pat's point though, Mike Trout's 6'2", 235. All right, I can go
See, I
find.
thought he was shorter. I'm all fucked up.
No,
in my
I knew
height.
he
But
was
that's
tall.
the thing,
No, I
like
knew he
you
was
gotta
tall.
you gotta remember, like in our minds, like people don't realize that, like when I go to Gillette, right, and I stand in front of the life-size cutout of Vince Wilfork, I shadow, I eclipse Vince Wilfork.
Not
Okay.
waist-wise.
Yeah.
Nah.
He might cook better than you, though. Have you ever seen his barbecue videos?
dude.
Oh, listen, brother. I mean, I'm not a barbecue professional yet,
Yeah, but he is at this point.
but I'm working on it. But I will put that.
Nice.
Give me the end of the summer.
Dude, he has like a $20,000 smoker.
But I'm just saying, Vince Wilfork was 6'1",
He's 6'2", 325.
325. Okay, I'm 6'3", 320.
Yeah, but no, he was more girth.
Oh, he was definitely more girth.
He was more
fucking
girth down
run,
here.
too,
Don't get me
wasn't
wrong,
he?
he was a lot stronger than me
Well,
in some aspects, but he was also a
dropped,
professional
like 70
athlete.
pounds,
yeah,
by
he's
the way.
got he's
But the,
lost
po-
a lot of
but,
weight.
but the point I'm getting at is like people looked at Vince Wilfork like he was this monster of a human being. He wasn't. He really wasn't. Like you people forget, like we have a good friend of the radio program who came on years ago who is now in the WWE.
Randy Johnson.
And he is listed at like 7 feet tall, 330 pounds. And I'm like, bro, that man is 6'5", 240. I know because I blocked him every day in practice. Like,
Oh, here comes the story about that one time when
No,
we
just-
fucking trip tackled him around the corner for a 3-yard gain.
Joey tickled his gooch one time by accident.
listen,
Oh, so you like this? Oh, so you stopped behind the line? Nah, it was a 3-yard
but
gain.
the point is, like, unless you're an NBA guy, because like Steve Nash was like what 6'4".
No, Steve Nash was like 6'1".
Was he really
He
that
was
short?
short.
Steve Nash was short.
So he was, but he looked like a midget on the field. But he was
because
about
he was standing on the side of 6'10"
right. But he was
guys.
about my height.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve Nash was about as tall as me, and he looked like a fucking midget running around. So in our heads, we blow these guys up to be like these huger, larger than life
Of
figures.
course, yeah.
But Pat's absolutely right. If Mike Trout walked down the street, like, oh yeah, it's like that guy hits the gym. Okay.
He should get LeBron coverage. Like he should get not LeBron, but he should get huge. He should be the face of MLB. Everybody
Well,
should fucking
he
love him
doesn't
like
Yeah,
want
but
that,
Mike,
though.
bingo. That's the biggest thing.
He's
Mike
not
Trout
interested.
wants none of that.
He's an old country
Yeah, they
boy.
said that
Dude,
about
he's
him.
like, I just
quiet.
want to be at home with my horse and my tractor. Just
And
leave
he
me the
does
fuck
not
alone.
want to
Yeah.
place, the Xi Jinping's phallus promptly in his mouth like LeBron does. So
And on top of it, he wants to be a weatherman after he retires
legit.
from baseball.
Legit.
No.
listen, meteorology is one of my fucking low key favorite things in the world.
Yeah, because you could be wrong 95%
He could
of
step
the
right
time.
in.
Not
it's
have
just
to
it's
fucking
so
worry
much.
about it.
It's so fun, but
Oh,
it's
no, it's
so
cool,
hard
I
to
get
analyze.
it, but-
I had a buddy of mine who teaches meteorology at a school out in Western Mass at a college. He's a college professor. He's a college professor.
Pressure. We're all fucked up
He's a
today.
college
Wow,
professor who teaches meteorology.
The professor.
He sent me his final exam, and I took it, and I ended up getting like a 65 on it, like just based off of like what I knew.
So you could be a weatherman tomorrow, I guess, based on that.
No, God no, I don't know.
I'm joking.
But like that's a fucking.
I don't know,
much
man. You
harder
just
job.
look at some shit and be like, all right, that looks like it's going to be wet.
You know what the hardest
It's
part
gonna
about being
rain.
like a TV weather
gonna
personality
rain.
is? Being able to read out the teleprompter and point on the map the right way. You're like, oh wait, no, it's over here.
Yeah.
Never mind.
It's to the left.
I wore a green suit. Oh no!
And then you hear, doo, doo, doo.
It's coming back. Don't worry.
So Pat, what do you got on the Celtics, bro?
I will not lie to you guys.
Well,
I'll
it's
tell you the
54,
I can't lie to
52.
Rowan C1. I've been watching the Red Sox every game. I gave up on the Celtics a freaking long time ago, and I love the Celtics. But I gave up a hell of a lot. I just think it's so dysfunctional.
I have been
we need
tracking
major
your
changes.
Facebook posts. I
We
do
need
have to
major
say
changes.
you are dedicated to the Red Sox.
Yeah, Pat put up a post. He's like, am I the only one watching Red Sox? I'm like, no, pal, I am too.
I want to comment on it and be like, yeah, probably, but
He's like, but I share a room sometimes once a week with a guy that I know is probably watching it too.
It's like 85 out just inside the sunny day just watching the Red Sox.
That's why you gotta bring them
normal people are.
outside, man.
But that's it. But see, that's the thing. Like, why aren't you? And you know, God knows EEI could use your support right now if you were to listen to them on
Go
the radio.
outside, man.
Don't.
Oh man, the Celtics. I think Danny needs to
They're
retire. I think he's wicked smart, but I think it's time for a change.
Where do you have the Red Sox?
Owen Hart?
Where do you have the Red Sox finishing?
I thought
Pat?
about that.
What do you think?
Gonna
I mean,
be
I know
about
it's
getting reliever help.
I know it's
the
not
guys
even
from
Memorial
Worcester
Day.
up, and hoping the Yankees. I think the Yankees are a scary team. I think they're going to get hot. But I have the Red Sox finishing first in the AL East. I think it's going to be hard. But I think they got some good guys in Worcester, so I think they can.
Oh my
bring some
god, it
guys that
sounds so
hopefully stay hot.
fucking weird.
The woo
That
sauce.
sounds so weird. They got some good guys in Worcester.
So trash.
They do really do. Like,
I
jokes
know
aside,
they
some good
do,
they
but
do.
it's still so fucking
Fuck
weird.
Worcester. I ain't never gonna see a minor league game again.
Yeah,
I
I
want to
won't
see. I
drive to
like
Worcester to go see
Pawtucket. I liked McCoy Stadium.
Dude,
They
Exactly.
fucked over
Pawtucket was such
Pawtucket.
an easy ride. It was fucking
fucked over
cool.
The
Pawtucket.
like-
home
hard.
of the longest baseball game of all time.
yeah,
Really? Wow.
33 and 1/3 innings.
Yep.
I used to have the cup actually when I was a
100%.
kid.
100%.
Yeah, I read
I
an
had the-
article
I had the
recently
cup
about how
for
they
a long
screwed over
time.
Dayton
Pawtucket.
has the cup.
The old like plastic one or
Mhm.
whatever it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was good. It was good stuff.
Pat, since you're knee deep in the baseball thing, all right.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon me.
What is your expectations for Chris Sale this year?
Oh God, I think they should just take it slow. Depending on the rotation's okay right now. Why rush him back? Maybe early August.
Well,
I
so
mean,
what
if
I heard
you-
is they're aiming for July, like right after the All-Star break.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I
it's
don't
still 2
know.
months
I don't know.
away.
If he feels healthy, he can throw. We'd love to have him for the final stretch of the season, especially when the Red Sox have great pitchers, but those guys all get injured. Nathan Eovaldi, injury history, so Rado obviously injury history. So I mean, I might really need him.
Yeah, I mean,
So I hope he does come back for August. That'd be awesome.
I think the way that you play him is have him come back in July, do a couple starts of like 3-4 innings, build up that rep again, and then come August, let him go 6.
I think we could be players in the trade market again this year.
Oh,
Getting
yeah,
talent.
absolutely. Absolutely.
A few years of taking it off and giving
probably,
away guys.
Probably.
Go after a Scherzer.
Joey.
Don't tempt me. Oh, my God.
One last question, Joey. Just like I always do, I pull you guys in a way different direction. Joey, when are you getting Aaron Rodgers?
About 3 weeks.
No more.
I think they're going to get him. I think they're going to get him.
I honestly, a lot of NFL circles have him going to Denver. I think he's, according to the latest reports that I've seen, and this goes for not only just like the trade rumors, the value of it is whatever. Like people don't know what they're actually going to give up to get him. But the majority of NFL insiders have basically narrowed it down to saying like he's going to Denver or he's retiring.
Oh wow!
There's been some pretty prevalent rumors, and I'm not saying like nothing is absolute in this league.
Everything's just bullshit.
You never
right now.
underestimate the
Yeah, I
you
know.
you never underestimate the power of like a Mike Mayock and a John Gruden. They're out there. John Gruden came out yesterday and was like fluffing up Derek Carr and talking about him as like, put some respect on his name and he's a great quarterback and this and that.
And he's going to be traded next week for Aaron Rodgers.
Right. I'm like, in my head, I was just like, fuck, he's buttering up for an Aaron Rodgers trade or
Joey's
even
like,
a Watson
and all of
trade.
a sudden, in 2 weeks, Aaron Rodgers is a fucking Raider. God damn it.
What a fraud that guy is. I know he's like one of these like handsome and analyst guys, but that guy may go down as like one of the biggest head coaching frauds, John Gruden.
Gruden? Oh, Gruden's
a good coach.
No.
You think
bottom,
so?
Bottom 25% all day.
I don't know. I
He
think-
took a team that Tony Dungy and Sam Weish built and then took it to a Super Bowl in 1 year because he figured out how to get Joe Jurevicius open on a crossing pattern in an NFC Championship game against Philly. And then what did he do after that? Completely fucking tanked. I mean,
he made the Raiders good. The Raiders weren't good before he got there.
They weren't good when he got there. They had Rich Gannon and basically a plethora of offensive weapons.
They weren't good. They had talent, but they weren't good.
They weren't bad. They were a 500 football team.
Bingo! Brought him to the Super Bowl. Should have brought him to 2 Super Bowls.
No, he didn't bring him to the Super Bowl.
Oh, no, he didn't. That's
No,
right.
it was Bill Callahan.
He never got out of the first round with the Raiders.
Bill Callahan got him to the Super Bowl. That was the next
Bill
guy.
Callahan, when Gruden went to Tampa in 2002, it was Callahan that took him. Or was it Callahan? Yeah,
It was Callahan, 100% positive.
It was Callahan that took him, and then Gruden was like, I know the ins and outs of this team and every single goddamn fucking thing we're going to do. Here's their offensive game plan. And Bill Callahan was like, well, we do what we do, and we know how to do what we do, so we're just going to do what we do. And John Gruden was like, and Monty Kiffin were like, great. And Dexter Jackson was your Super Bowl MVP.
Mm-hmm.
So
The
that was
end.
It. Yeah. But no, I agree with you, Pat. I think John Gruden, as far as like head coaches go, listen, I put him below Tony Dungy.
Yeah.
In kind of like the all-time ranks of like notable great head coaches. Like Dungy was great, but Dungy built Tampa but never got him over the hump.
And Dungy had Manning.
And then he finally got to Tampa, he got to Indianapolis, and finally Peyton Manning was able to be like, okay, like you put
He was
something
like Montel
resembling-
Jordan. This is how
you
you
put
do
something
it.
resembling a defense around me, and I can get us to a Super Bowl and win it. But yeah, nonetheless, no, I agree with you, Pat. I think they're Gruden's garbage, but that's neither here nor there. As far as Rodgers goes, we're gonna get into it in a couple of minutes in a little bit more detail. But yeah, you're not
I'll be
wrong
listening.
with that.
All right, boys. You guys have a great week. I'll be listening a little
Later,
bit more
Pat.
about Rodgers. Have a good night, boys.
Later.
All right,
Easy,
Pat. Thanks for the call,
Later,
buddy. So let's finish up this baseball talk real quick because there was one last thing before we dive into the NFL schedule and the Aaron Rodgers stuff, which we'll wrap up the show here in about 15 minutes. We'll get to that, but check this shit out because this right here is one of the scarier moments in baseball. This is one of those things that like you kind of hate to see, but you can't turn away and you can't not
Like
see
this.
it.
Ew.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. So just I'll take a look.
Oh, and he hit him in the helmet. Oh, my. And blood coming out of the nose of Kevin Pillar. who was struck flush by that pitch. It forces in a run, but the concern for Pilar, and you can see the concern on the face of Jacob Webb.
Like that right there was,
When it was just
rough
pouring out.
to watch. And
Minter feels so bad. Like
they always, and that's the thing they do. But that's why when guys get pitched up and in, and we see like these beefs and these battles, and we come back to the unwritten rules. There's a reason why guys get pissed off when something like that happens. Because yeah, you're a professional. Yeah, you're in the majors. Yeah, you should be able to control that ball to within a quarter of an inch or whatever you want. But accidents happen.
Yeah, right.
Accidents happen.
People
and
are human.
And guys get hurt. And now look at this is the
post-game.
The post-game interview that he had.
I had to take a moment to myself to just collect myself. I was sad. It wasn't so much about the pain. It was just about the fact that this team's gone through a lot.
Balloon
And
hands.
like I said, I pride myself on being available, and I don't always enjoy the results of going out there every single day, but I do enjoy the challenge of being available every day, and I enjoy playing, and that's the thing that hurts the most. My face will heal, but my heart's broken right now because this team's hurting right now, and I came here and didn't really know what my role was going to be, and I was gifted an opportunity to go out there and play every day, and I don't take that lightly, and it hurts.
That was a rough
Oh,
hit.
he's ugly.
And I mean, the fact that he's sitting up there and talking about it after the game, I mean, props to him, dude. Like that's a tough son of a
if
bitch
it didn't
right there.
hit his nose and it hit a cheekbone, he wouldn't be up there right now.
No, he'd be
Like I saw
surgery
that,
trying to keep his eye
I saw
inside the
that, and I was
socket.
like, "Ooh, Bryce Flory." It just instantly reminded me of Bryce Flory.
It was so loud, the ball hitting him in the face.
Oh yeah.
The announce team said, "Ooh, ball hit him in the helmet." Immediately, they thought it would hit him in the helmet, and
It sounded
way
like
off.
it hit him in the helmet.
That was just
That was
bone against ball.
Yeah.
That was it.
But it looked like it did actually tip the tip of his helmet. Like he has the brim.
I think it ricocheted.
I think it
and,
ricocheted.
and
yeah, right.
pushed the helmet off.
Yeah. But I mean, that and like you said, Joey. I mean, these guys are human. They're professionals. They're on the mound. They're throwing at maximum effort every single fucking pitch. Ball could slip. He could slip on when he's planting. Like there's different things that happen that cause the ball to go awry. That's just one of those instances where it didn't get released right or something happened and it went just a little bit too far inside. Like you could see he wasn't
Just
even setting up that far in. If you look at the pitch, like that was gonna be middle in, not in. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yeah.
it just went in.
Every single player they showed was just hands above head, like total shock.
Honestly,
watching.
I was a pitcher. I feel for that pitcher, dude. Like if I beaned somebody, I was like, fuck, I didn't mean to hit you. Like my bad. You know what I'm saying?
right.
If I beaned somebody, they were hurt. I was like, shit.
and,
then
there's retaliation
and then
coming
no,
too.
not even just that. Instantly, I was just like, well, fucking take me out of the game. Like I'm done for the game. I've lost all confidence today. Like I gotta go put in work. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
sure.
As a pitcher, like if you plunk somebody like that and you see that, like I don't even want the ball. Like
No,
I'm just
I've
like,
never,
yo, call me.
pitched, but I'm like devastated. I'm like, oh my god. It's
No,
like
seriously,
a pit in your
it's an
stomach
awful feeling.
for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to ever hurt somebody. You know what I mean? Like you.
Not even
injure somebody. You don't want to injure somebody.
Yeah.
Like hurting. Like I got completely okay with hurting people. Like when I was playing football, like if you got hurt and you had to take a play or two off as a breather.
Yeah, that's different.
Because I walloped you.
Yeah, that's
or
like
punched you
just
in
like
the mouth
taking
or
the wind
whatever.
out of somebody or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Like, hey, you need to sit
That
down
was a
and
little bit
get to
different.
yourself.
You're okay with that as a.
But like being like,
competitor.
hey, you can't play for 2 months. It's like, my bad, man. I
It's like-
didn't fucking, I
And not even that. It's like that was a complete accident.
Right.
That guy, that
Right.
pitcher was not trying to throw him up and in.
Oh no.
He was just like ball. Shit happens. Listen, you guys know me. I play darts. Darts is like one of my favorite things, right? Like there are times a dart will get away from me and I will miss the board. Like I'll fucking let one sail. I'm like, whoops.
And you're not a professional.
And I'm not a professional.
But you play enough where you could be in a league.
Listen, I can count on one hand how many times I've missed the board in
Right.
the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. That being said, it happens from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of who's there. I don't get a lot of bounce outs. I make sure I move my kitty out of the
Yeah,
way.
we talk about professionals. Look,
You know,
Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time, right? He misses.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's
come
a
on,
little
what?
bit different.
No, it's the same.
Of course, no one's
A
a
listen,
perfect shooter.
Mariano Rivera is the greatest relief pitcher
but
of all
missing,
time.
what you're saying right there is missing ball and strike. Not hitting a guy.
No,
in the
but look,
face.
Mariano Rivera is the greatest pitcher with the most control of all time. Greg Maddux is the greatest starting pitcher control-wise of all time. Those two guys' control are on a different level than everybody else. Yes?
Sure.
You could be like, hey, Maddux, I want you to hit this fucking penny on the roof of my glove. All right, I'm going to hit it. That dude walked over 500 people in his career. That's
right, but you're not talking about. But that's a miss, like in a strike zone.
no,
that's
but
objective.
he's
What we're
plunked,
talking about
but
is
he's also plunked about 100 people in his career. Shit happens. You're talking about the greatest pinpoint guy of all time.
Things
hitting
happen.
batters. Like,
Yes,
it happens.
What we're saying is missing on a grander scale. Like this is an aberration.
Oh, I know.
This is not something a guy missing
But
that
look,
far.
but
far
missing
and
is
hitting
missing.
A guy in the face doesn't happen.
You know,
a lot.
Joey, you throw a ball, you don't have the right grip on it. All of a sudden, you're like, yeah, hey, I'm going to hit you. Ah, it's in left field. Like, shit happens.
It happens less than I think we really know because when it does happen, it's a big deal.
Right. But people get hit every game.
But I think your analogy of Maddux missing in terms of like walks and strikes or balls and strikes and hitting batters is totally different because, yes, you can hit a batter. If a guy's leaning in and he's crowding the plate and you catch him off the elbow, that's one thing. You hit a guy in the middle of the back because you're trying to hit him, that's another thing.
You throw behind him like
Or-
Roger Clemens?
This was just a straight-up mistake.
Oh, it was a mistake, 100%.
There is no two ways about it. This was just a bad miss, bad mistake, shit happens kind of throw, and it was what it was. That's just it happened. It's the name of the game. But anyhow, so let's wrap this show up. We'll talk a little bit about the schedule, a little bit about this Aaron Rodgers thing. 774-992-8702. If you do want to give us a call before we get out of here, go ahead. Feel free to do that. Also, make sure that you like and share. And if you want to listen to the audio-only stream, make sure you click that link right up there in the description, mixler.com/Joey-Fats. That's where you'll get our audio-only stream. Every single week, we will have that stream dedicated. It's been like that. It'll be 8 years in October that stream has been live and ready to go. So if you don't want to tie up your phone and with Facebook Live and just listen to the show and not have to see the video, that's your key to doing that. We encourage you to do it. It's a great little app. You can listen to it on your browser, or you can download the app, and you can go back and check out every show we've ever done from day fucking one, which...
Don't go that far back.
Don't go far... Yeah, don't do that. But anyhow.
Well, you wouldn't have me.
We wouldn't have a lot of us.
Or him.
You wouldn't see Sean, or you wouldn't see Keith.
You wouldn't see any of us, to be honest with you.
Holy shit, you
Just
just
me.
called me Keith.
You wouldn't even see anything. You
The
wouldn't-
fuck?
Darkness.
It was only radio.
The fuck?
Yeah, you wouldn't see any of us. You hear different people.
Hurricane Radio.
And the voices sound a little bit different.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was. The
Live
voices sometimes are
play.
kind of like nasally sometimes. Not intentionally.
No, because
It was the recording.
Well, let's talk about technology from fucking 8 years ago compared to
no,
today.
it was totally different setup.
not really all that different. It's all pretty much the same nuts and bolts kind of shit, but yeah, you're not wrong.
Pretty tongue.
It was
Ratata all the
it was
time.
more or less my not knowing what
Great
the fuck I
movie.
was doing.
My boy Pootie.
And how to do it. So let's talk about the schedule, guys. The schedule release came out obviously 6 days ago, Wednesday. We got off the show on Tuesday night. We didn't have a show Wednesday, so
It all got
schedule came
spoiled
out.
too.
It really
It
did.
did. The Patriots schedule was
The
completely
leaky,
leaked,
leaky.
Can't wait for the
100%
Patriots to be
accurate.
fined for that.
Right.
which was really funny. Anything that jumps off the page, obviously, other than Week 4, we've got Brady and the Bucks coming into Foxborough to play
Dude,
Cam and the
fuck
Patriots.
that game, man. Like that game, I'm so hyped for that game just for many reasons because it's return of Brady and all that fun stuff. It's gonna be fun to at least watch it. But people paying $12,000 per
Bruh.
ticket, get the fuck
Bruh.
out of
You
here.
know why?
Get a pair of balls and get a real life.
Let me give you my take on why I think the ticket prices are so high.
People are stupid.
That's
Yes.
That's one of the reasons. The other reason is I think a lot of people are banking or are assuming that Gillette will not be 100% capacity, or
Yeah, you know what? You might have a point.
or we're thinking it won't be 100% capacity by that point. So the people who have the tickets right now, the season tickets, and that game came out, they're jacking the prices up, going, "Hey, listen, this might be your only chance to get in. You might not be able to get nosebleeds for $300, $400, $500. You got to get these tickets for $5,000 right here."
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So I think people are using the potential limit for capacity as a sales point to get.
I mean, you
there-
could be
to
right there.
drive the
You could
Not
be right there.
anymore.
Yeah, now that you know Charlie
Oh.
Longshanks.
So we assume.
Shit can change.
Yeah, I know, but
Change.
I doubt it. Not with the Crafts. The Crafts knew
Well,
like.
dude,
a
look how
month
much
ago.
the Cowboys tickets are going for in Gillette right now. Never mind the fucking Bucks game.
Out here when the glory hole days on. Here
Yo,
when what?
Cowboys tickets are fucking like $4 or $5 grand right now.
Because Cowboys
Again,
fans are
because
crazy
people
too.
are only assuming it's going to be a 25%.
But that's just the
capacity.
Cowboys. That's not Brady coming back. So you can understand why the Brady game's so much more. It's probably his last year. It's the only time he's going to face Belichick. He's coming back
it's
to New
probably not
England.
his last year. They're talking about like a 4-year extension now. I'm
It's
like,
fucking great, dude. That guy gets rocked one time.
Yes,
a certain
Sarah,
way,
you're
he's
not wrong.
playing.
The capacity will be 100%
For now.
at the end of the year. For now, and not only that, but I think people are just taking advantage of the people who are too stupid,
The lay people of the world.
don't read, and you know what they're taking advantage
gonna
of though,
quote
and this
me?
is why I don't feel
What?
bad about it. They're taking advantage of the people that still think like you need to wear a mask after you get vaccinated.
They're taking advantage of people who still haven't gone back to work yet.
Yes, they got those stimmies, bruh.
and wait, the new check's coming next month.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
you have a
There's
kid?
more?
Yeah, if you have a kid, you get an extra like $600 per kid for like
What
for like
the
every single month, like direct deposit into your account too.
What?
So I'm gonna get like an extra like $600 like
Can I just
every
fake
month.
having a kid then?
Start claiming Lana.
I should.
This is Lana from Soviet Union.
Svetlana.
Svetlana. She's adopted child.
She's very nice.
She bring me lots of vodka.
She only understands 3 phrases.
She's hairy.
My child already microchipped. It's okay.
You sent the picture, the dog arms, dog legs, in a Ivan Drago t-shirt, just a photoshopped baby head.
Who's that? Svetlana.
All right, so the schedule pretty uneventful in terms of release. The only thing I will say about this, and which is wicked fucking funny to me, is the NFL Network ratings or the NFL the ratings for the NFL schedule release that night trumped every single NBA and
Yes.
NHL and MLB game.
Yes, it
Oh
was.
my God, the Celtics are winning.
Like there's
told you.
nothing. There's
I told you, I nailed this exactly.
the NFL can do no wrong.
The NFL holds everyone by the balls and
Somehow
squeezes.
Roger Goodell got in and he was just like he found the God mode cheat.
No, he's
I
been
just put it
Twisted
in.
metal.
he's been very
Quiet.
hands off
Yeah, he's been very quiet.
more often than not.
Yeah, because every single time he fucking opens his mouth,
It hurts us.
bad.
He
Yeah.
loses money.
Because he's been like,
And the owner's like, bruh.
they've been like, he'd be like, all right, fine, we're gonna give, we'll give BLM and Colin Kaepernick their voice, and then the LGBTQ LMNOP community is like, well, what about us? And he's like, who gives a fuck about dykes? And it's just like, what? Like, no, you can't say that. It's like you just did all this good and you just undid it in one swoop. It's like,
Well,
God damn
if
it.
you notice, he's been real quiet ever since the salary cap went down the toilet for this year.
Yeah, he has to be.
That's when he's been quiet. He's like, okay, so we're taking a bunch of money away. I'm going to go into my cupboard and just hide. Wait, tell me when the Indian comes.
Yeah, facts. So last thing we'll touch on, Aaron Rodgers, the rumored trade.
I want you to read this trade. I'm going to spoil it. It's from Albert Breer, who has some legitimate NFL connections.
He does, but I'm going to preface this by
say this?
saying this is 100% false.
I'm going to preface
This
this
trade
with,
will not happen.
this is Jeopardy.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah. So, do you want to read the trade or do you want me to?
No, I want you to. I was queuing up something else.
You too? Oh, God, here it comes.
Did you send it to me?
Doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, I sent it to you
It's
in
on
the chat.
the chat.
It was, I think I remember it from scratch anyway. It was.
I remember what it
It's
was.
there.
It's
there. You
so
just
it was
passed it.
it was Drew Lock, Dalton Reisner,
Yep.
Bradley Chubb.
Yep.
The next 3 first-round picks for the next 3 years, 22, 23, 24,
Correct.
And
and the next 2 second-round picks,
Yes.
22 and 23.
Joey, right now, yes or no, would you do that trade?
Absolutely not.
no.
You know what?
Nope.
If I'm a Broncos fan,
Nope.
hold on. If I'm a Broncos fan, do you take the gamble with Aaron Rodgers with that offensive team you have? Sure, you're getting a little bit weaker on defense, losing Chubb. You're getting a little bit weaker on the defensive line, losing Reisner, who's a nice young offensive lineman. But you get Aaron Rodgers,
you get
and he
no-
immediately makes you contender.
But you get no first and second round picks for the
You
next 2
don't
years.
need it
years.
with Rodgers.
No. But I'm saying first and second round for 2 years.
Yeah, true.
So you have no picks to fill voids that happen after
You're going to have to
seasons.
rely on free agency
Yeah, well, you can't do that.
with
You
Rodgers.
can't guarantee that.
Not with the salary.
And then
Aaron
guess
Rodgers
what?
Is going to command.
And then guess what? And then Aaron Rodgers feels like he's in fucking Green Bay all over again. Well, my offense is great, but we can't fucking stop the ball.
I'm going to say no.
That's
Listen,
too. Look, if you minus a pick of each, so if you do 2 first, 22, 23,
And 1 second rounder.
and then you do a second rounder,
And with all those players?
With those players, I'm okay with that.
So there's a couple reasons why this. I can tell you right now,
It's fake. It can't be real.
This won't happen. Number one, Drew Lock being involved in the deal. The Packers don't want another project potential quarterback. If anything was going to be, if anything, they would want Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, a guy that's just going to help.
A guy that's going to be able to come in and potentially
push Love, but
potentially
not
be
kill
your starter.
Love.
I mean, listen, he's going to beat out Love as the starter. Love couldn't even beat out the fucking backup last year. He was the third string guy. He was not even close to seeing
Hundley or whatever the fuck his name is.
No, it was something with a B. I can't remember his name off the top of my
You
head.
know who I'm talking about, right? He came in and played like 2 games.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Henley or
Huntley or something like
Huntley
that.
or whatever it was.
Aaron Rodgers broke his collarbone. You're in. Oh shit! I actually have to play.
So that right there is number one. Number two, nobody's giving up 3 first-round draft picks, and a guy that you picked in the top 5, and a guy that you got a high-valued offensive lineman asset. Like offensive
Not
lineman,
for a 37-year-old quarterback.
No, not now.
If he was 27, okay, yeah, you know what? Maybe I do the fucking deal.
Yeah,
you're gonna have him long enough.
23.
If I just said 27, why the fuck wouldn't I do it if he was 23?
I'm saying like it's a joke about Watson.
Take a time out. Look at the wall.
No, get the fuck
Just take a
out
look
of
at the
here.
wall. Take a time out.
I'll stab you
See,
right now.
Joey's even looking at you to say to take a fucking time out and look at the wall.
Turn around.
Oh, you gonna bring a knife to a gunfight, homie?
What are you gonna fucking hijack an American Airlines flight,
know,
bro?
right?
Jesus Christ.
You get some
Bringing
towers.
it, no,
You
like
get
the
some-
patented DMX line. You're bringing a knife to a gunfight?
You got
bruh?
some fucking buildings in
I
New
don't see
York
no
you want to
gun.
fucking take out, bro?
Hey, my God.
Yeah, bro.
This guy. Jesus. It's not even September yet, and you're already making 9/11 jokes.
Yeah, you.
Unbelievable. You.
What is a Ute?
He's a Ute. All right. So, yeah, all that being said, I don't think.
This is Jeopardy.
Yeah, that's not happening because at the end
You
of
get a
the
better
day.
chance of that happening than that trade going down.
At the end of the day, why would the Broncos give all that up
Holy shit, they're walking away with it.
knowing that the Packers are between a rock and a hard place? And if they don't trade Aaron Rodgers, if he's really going to walk off and just be like, okay, I'm retiring, the Packers don't hold the cards here. The
You're
Packers
right.
can't fleece somebody.
This isn't Deshaun Watson area.
Right. This isn't this. So that package right there to me screams it came from one of 2 places: the Packers
Or
the Raiders. So whoever leaked that to Albert Breer as a potential package was not in Denver.
well, yeah, of course it's not going to be. Denver's not going to go out there and say this is what we're willing to offer. It's bad strategy.
Right. But it's also it's so
I see that being
astronomical.
something more of the Packers doing because they're going to be like, yeah, look at this tape. Look what we got on the offer. Anybody going to beat it?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
if you're the Raiders and you're trying to just
Pork the
get the Broncos to gamble away their future on Aaron Rodgers, and you can not that it's going to help, but there's bad blood between the Raiders and the Broncos, so the Raiders
Oh,
could do that just to
wasn't
fuck
sure.
the Broncos. Sure, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Why not? I think Mark Davis is still probably like, "Fuck you, Mike Shanahan."
Legit.
Although Mike Shanahan's still the guy who's like, "Fuck you, your dad owes me $180,000. You never paid me. You're a dick."
He goes by and breaks one window in the giant glass stadium. And he just keeps driving.
Mike Shanahan's the guy who's he's Jack Porkins flying into the Death Star.
Except he hits eject.
Pew, pew, pew.
He hits eject and says, "Fuck this plane." He just smashes into the stuff.
Yeah, or he takes a box cutter and whatever.
You're the one that provided it.
Does whatever Sean wanted to do. All right, let's get out of here, boys. That was a good show. Thank you everybody for joining us. Joey Fats Radio. Row 1,
There it
C1.
is.
We'll be back next Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, not 8:30. We'll be on 8 o'clock. So check us out then. Make sure to like,
Yoshimitsu.
share, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube, Row 1 Seat 1 on YouTube. That is going to be big in the next couple of weeks because we'll be primarily we're going to be moving over to YouTube for our live broadcasts. Facebook will be secondary, and when the second show starts, we're going to be doing a whole lot of shit over there as well. So get at us. We appreciate you, and we will check y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.